governor as part of his gubernatorial campaign here in Alabama. Tuberville spoke at the Alabama Hospital Association's Healthcare Leadership Summit. Tuberville spoke about the need to keep hospitals operational in rural communities throughout the state. And the senator said that when a hospital is strong, it benefits the entire community in several ways. Tuberville told the crowd that he is committed as Alabama's next governor to make these hospitals stronger, to keep doctors from leaving the state, and also removing concepts of diversity, equity, and inclusion from medical schools and instead have merit-based training and career advancement. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
Democrat gubernatorial candidate Doug Jones was on a podcast with Joyce Vance, who's a law professor at the University of Alabama. In that podcast, Jones accused President Trump of planning to steal the 2026 elections. Jones then criticized Alabama and its election laws in regards to qualifications for casting an absentee ballot and not having early voting. Jones called all of that crazy, while Vance accused Trump of using ICE agents in Minnesota to retaliate against Governor Tim Walz for running as vice president in 2024. Neither of the two mentioned the massive multi-billion-dollar fraud that's been going on in that state, nor the criminal illegal aliens that are being arrested. Instead, they urged state leaders use their office to resist federal agencies. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
It's Johnny from Sinclair's on Vaughn Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East, Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat and 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's, at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Exquisite Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. We'll get to all the craziness in Minneapolis. But first, I want to be selfish because I wasn't expecting it, but I was affected by this winter storm, and it was cold. It was violent, heavy winds. The whole neighborhood, County Downs and Bellhurst, is a mess, but I know Forest Hills is. I know all over Montgomery. I will say, credit where credit is due. Kudos to the city very quickly, clearing out a lot of some really bad debris and rights of way. Especially, I guess, I didn't even go near it, but Perry Hill exit was really messed up. And Cloverdale was messed up as well. So a lot going on today. And, well, I'm reminded, though, of Proverbs 17:17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Forgive me, this may be short, but as I write this, I have been thrown completely out of my usual daily groove. Wrote this last night, folks. I should have been writing much earlier in the day, but unfortunately, there's a tree through my roof. Large limbs now jut through my bathroom ceiling as I feel the frigid winter night slowly but surely begin to intrude. I should probably be writing about some political controversy circulating in the factual but never quite truthful news, perhaps whether or not the latest ICE incident in Minneapolis was a good or bad shoot. Yet my mind remains tuned to the fact that there's a tree through my roof. I've worried that this sort of thing would happen ever since I witnessed a large oak tree fall on my neighbor's roof 3 years back. Roots and all ripped from the ground as trunk and branch came crashing down with the deafening sound of a thunderclap. Every intense thunderstorm since that day, I have found myself nervously watching the trees around my home bend and sway in the whipping winds and pouring rain, hoping against hope that today won't be the day that my best laid plans come crashing down as roots are ripped from soaked soil and clay. Yet now that the unlucky day has finally arrived, would you believe I didn't even get a chance to see the tree fall with my own eyes? Following my usual daily groove, the storm caught me blind during my morning drive, only to arrive home and find there's a tree through my roof. And now as those cracked limbs creep through my ceiling and welcome the winter's evening freeze, and as I take account of all my stuff covered in soggy little pink fiberglass clouds along with drywall dust, dirt, and debris, I can't help but feel unsettled yet strangely at peace, as I wonder why I was so worried about suffering this or any other adversity. Yes, I wish there wasn't a tree through my roof. Yes, I wish my home wasn't a windswept and disordered mess. Yes, I wish every day was full of fair weather routines without any sign of trouble or distress. I confess I am a creature of habit, a slave to ways barely my own. I am quick to prefer the path of least resistance and swift to travel well-worn roads I already know. Yet my misfortune has proven lucky, providing me with proof that I am truly blessed, even though there's a tree through my roof. A time of need is a time of plenty when it allows a man to discover he has friends, and that the blessings of friendship are worth suffering any adversity and brotherhood worth braving any howling wind. Forgive me, this may be short, but as I write this, I have been completely thrown off my usual daily to-do. I should have been writing much earlier in the day, but as you know, there's a tree through my roof. So please allow me to end with a thank you. Thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for all the offers of chainsaws and homemade snacks too. Thank you for all the practical advice and support, but most of all, thank you for reminding me, my friends, that brothers are born for adversity. Seriously, I didn't really know what to do in the outpouring of everybody. You sent me a text, Troy, about I got chainsaws
at the ready. I told you.
Sorry,
I had Pat Harris was ready. He goes, let's go help Joey now. I said, okay. I said, let's call him.
Yeah, and I had a lot more flowing in that regard, and people wanted to bring boxes and bring, we're going to bring by snacks or, any help you need, and of course a lot of prayers and, like I said, a lot of well wishes. And, it's fine. I actually it could be a lot worse.
I had envisioned it that you were probably laying in your bed or you were making music on your thing, and then
I was on the interstate.
Okay, well, good.
When that front came through, it caught me blind by surprise.
Wow.
And it was so bad that people had flashers on. We're only going like 40 miles an hour on the interstate. I get off Eastern Boulevard, and it's flooded, especially the service road to get on Atlanta Highway. So I'm already kind of tense.
Right.
I hate that sort of drive where, like, these new cars, all the sensors go out, and you're just like, okay, I'm glad I got all-weather tires on this. And got home, and I did have the thought as I'm getting home, oh, man, look at those trees swaying. Oh, good thing. And then I didn't even notice until I walk back to my room, and there's that pink fiberglass insulation all over my bathroom floor. And I'm like, oh, man.
Where was Grandpops at?
He was in his area, and nothing in his area was touched, and he thought it was just thunder.
Well.
thank God. It could be a lot worse. I was able to sleep in my own bed.
Right.
I just shut off, removed everything from the bathroom in that closet, shut the doors to that. Heat worked just fine.
Looked like an oak tree in the picture. Yeah.
And it is everybody offering chainsaws. It's like no, because as soon as you it's got to be done the right way, or that thing's going to roll.
Oh no, absolutely,
create more damage.
Absolutely.
So we're going through the insurance process now.
USA.
Yeah, that's my
you'll be
grandmother.
good.
60-something years with USA.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
They've been better, especially 60-something years with that company.
They better take care of it.
So I know, like, my brother and his wife and my little niece Lucy, they are stuck in Nashville. They're okay. They got power.
Frozen, man.
They were without power for a while, but man, Nashville looks crazy right now. That winter storm that rolled through there, and in so many parts of the country.
We have a good friend. She's a doctor up there. I think I've told you it's Colonel Holland's niece, and she wrote us and said she's from Chicago originally. She said these people don't know how to drive down here.
Yeah, no. When these sort of storms hit the South, it's like, what do you?
It's rough. It's rough.
Do? But I again, credit where credit's due. Montgomery moved pretty quick on a lot of mess all over the place. And as much as we are swift to criticize the current administration, it's good to see that our emergency services are working quite well.
I think from what I understand, there was 2 microbursts, one towards your direction and one right in the middle of Cloverdale, because Cloverdale got hammered pretty hard.
Bad. Well, and Cloverdale still has the overhead power lines and stuff. Thank God County Downs is all underground at that point. But what a mess. What a mess.
But here we are. Here you are.
Yeah, well, and so I'm not exactly as well read, but of course I was paying attention all through the weekend, and I saw this guy get shot and killed. And again, my thought goes to, why are you fighting with the police, man? Like, especially if you have a firearm in your back waistband, why not at that point when the police are on you, give up and be like, I have a firearm on me, just go ahead. And the theory that seems the most plausible to me, seeing every freaking angle and like the short slow-mo frame by frame, I can't remember the exact model of the firearm.
It was a SIG.
Yeah.
It was a SIG PT-26, which is notorious for misfiring. Or for, hot fires. So,
right. And so, like, when you watch the video with the sound, there's one pop before the police really step back and then start firing. And it makes me think that the officer that removed the gun from his waistband, as he's walking away, it discharged.
Probably did. More than likely. That's the thing. But here's the problem. It really doesn't matter what happened, does it? If you go with intent there to interrupt and get involved with police operations, and you've got a weapon on you, if you don't get shot, then you're very lucky. Is my thoughts on it.
Yeah. No, and especially if you have a firearm on you, like, Don't be wrestling around, even if you're just sitting there like resisting when people are trying to cuff you. Like, don't be doing that, because, like, the police are obviously, people have this Monday morning quarterback thing where we can put it in slow mo and look at frame by frame. The moment in questions like that, like 2 seconds,
a lot of AI,
2 seconds.
You see a lot of the AI stuff. You're like, oh man, come on, stop.
Right, and of course you called this last week. And more folks, there's a very viral post going around that Elon Musk has shared and so many others talking about how this is an insurgency operation.
It absolutely is.
Cam Higbee also getting inside some of the Signal group chats and like being able to see from the inside of how this is being organized. But to your credit, again, you called this last week.
Listen, I'm like 5-0 recently on a lot of predictions, and it's because I've been so wrong in the past. It's the numbers are evening it out for me. But my thoughts are this. What is an insurgency? An insurgency is an organized group that, and I know the earlier caller with Scott Beeson I listened to about this special forces guy.
Kilroy.
He's right. There was a special forces guy that wrote in and said, hey, I know what this is an insurgency. I was in Anbar. I was in Baghdad. The difference between the insurgencies I fought against, these were in their mind, patriots fighting for the protection of their own homes, their own land. This is a inside insurgency that is orchestrated by globalists, Marxists, leftists, socialists, whatever ist you want to add to it. They are anti-American, anti-Western, and they want to destroy this country. So the sooner you deal with them as such, Joey, the quicker you'll have results.
Well, and then Trump put out this post at length earlier. I guess this was yesterday afternoon. He put this out saying, quote, this is that here. During the 4 years of crooked Joe Biden and Democrat failed leadership, tens of millions of illegal alien criminals poured into our country, including hundreds of thousands of convicted murderers, rapists, kidnappers, drug dealers, and terrorists. I won the election in a historic landslide, and Republicans won majorities in both the House and Senate in large part because we pledged to seal the border, which we have done, and launched the largest mass deportation of illegal alien criminals in American history. The deportation effort is underway, and in Republican-run cities and states, these operations are going peacefully and smoothly because local law enforcement officers are allowed to work with their federal counterparts. For example, in the 5 Republican-run states of Texas, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, and Louisiana, ICE has arrested a little over 150,000 criminal illegal aliens over the past year, with zero protests, riots, or chaos. Why? Because local police and ICE are cooperating and working together. And by the way, this makes me think, how much are officials working with this insurgency?
Well,
it's not just ragtag like crazies. It's more, how much are they either looking the other way or they're actually complicit in some of this activity?
If you remember in the op-ed I just did, remember what I said at the very beginning? Those that are officially elected officials, the Ilhan Omars, all these people that are out there, the Walzes, the Freys, all these people, they must be taken up on sedition charges because they are officials that are what is sedition? I define it in my article. Sedition is the act of anyone with any influence at the governmental level to encourage the violation of federal law and or to assert general order and good common sensibilities. So they meet all the standards.
Yeah, and there's no constitutional right. I guess there's a right according to the law of the jungle. But there's no constitutional right to have a mob veto against federal law enforcement. It's just not a thing. It's insurrection.
Listen, this was decided back in the day, okay? Back in the day. I'm showing a picture here of Longstreet and PGT Beauregard and the crew.
Right.
The war was fought over this, and they lost. We lost.
The Union won.
And guess what? D.C. won. D.C. has federal authority over anything, and particularly police operations.
Well, and meanwhile, this is Trump continuing. Democrat-run sanctuary cities and states, good stuff, are refusing to cooperate with ICE, and they're actually encouraging left-wing agitators to unlawfully obstruct their operations to arrest the worst of the worst people. By doing this, Democrats are putting illegal alien criminals over taxpaying, law-abiding citizens.
It boggles your mind.
And they have created dangerous circumstances for everyone involved. Tragically, 2 American citizens have lost their lives as a result of this Democrat-ensued chaos. That is why I am hereby calling on Governor Walz, Mayor Frey, whatever his name is, and every Democrat governor and mayor in the United States of America to formally cooperate with the Trump administration to enforce our nation's laws rather than resist and stoke the flames of division, chaos, and violence. Number 1, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey should turn over all criminal illegal aliens that are currently incarcerated in their state prisons and jails to federal authorities, along with all illegal criminals with an active warrant or known criminal history for immediate deportation. State and local law enforcement must agree to turn over all illegal aliens arrested by local police. Local police must assist federal law enforcement in apprehending and detaining illegal aliens who are wanted for crimes. Democrat politicians must partner with the federal government to protect American citizens in the rapid removal of all criminal illegal aliens in our country. Some Democrats in places like Memphis, Tennessee, or Washington, D.C. have done so, resulting in safer streets for all. In addition, Trump says, I am hereby calling on the United States Congress to immediately pass legislation to end sanctuary cities, which is the root cause of all these problems. American cities should be safe sanctuaries for law-abiding American citizens only, not illegal criminal aliens who broke our nation's laws. All of these requests are rooted in common sense, says Trump, and will provide the best possible circumstance to make America great again. The Trump administration is standing by and waiting for any Democrat to do the right thing and work with us on these important matters of making America safe. Now, there is a breakthrough, it seems, because Trump then went on to say he's tapping Tom HOMAN to run operations in Minnesota.
Good.
And by the way, HOMAN was awarded by Barack Obama. HOMAN's been at this for years.
He knows what he's doing.
I've got a crazy breakdown by the guy who's kind of a gun expert, a gun stat expert, John Lott, where he broke down the Trump administration has a much better track record in terms of just deaths or abuses of people they detain than the Obama administration.
I believe that. I totally believe that.
And yet, because of the insurgency operation, which isn't just on the streets or in
Psyops
signal group
too,
chats,
yeah.
It's in the corporate press rooms all over the frickin' place.
It's a ghost in a machine.
But there seems to have been possibly a breakthrough. Trump just put this out this 10:30 this morning.
Okay.
Governor Tim Walz called me with the request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom HOMAN call him, and that what we are looking for are any and all criminals that they have in possession. The governor very respectfully understood that, and I will be speaking to him in the near future. He was happy that Tom HOMAN was going to Minnesota, and so am I. We have had such success, tremendous success in Washington, D.C., Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Louisiana, and virtually every other place that we have touched. And even in Minnesota, crime is way down, but both Governor Walz and I want to make it better. President Donald J. Trump. So that came out, about an hour and a half ago.
The problem you got is you got a bunch of Republicans that are waffling now.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to slow it down. Shut up. Get the hell out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the waffling is nuts to me. But also not surprising. I called this myself last week. People were wondering why has this happened. I'm like, well, every movie these people have seen through the era of liberal boomerdom, they want to be the rebels. They want to be, the literally the rebels going up against the empire in a galaxy far, far away. But over and over and over again, like how many times do we have in Nazi movies?
Yeah,
it's
Nazis.
There are certain classics, obviously, from
Inglourious Bastards.
Right. Well, that's
a good one.
That's a pure revenge fantasy if I've ever heard one. Pure Jewish revenge fantasy, and I kind of like it.
I love it.
That's not a bad movie. But I think there are so many folks that have seen this stuff that they're programmed in a way.
They are.
That the guys enforcing the law are always bad, especially when somebody ends up dead.
So what do you do when you look at like this individual that was killed, the lady Good? They are cannon fodder for they're proletariats, and the bourgeois are directing them as they live in their gilded mansions and tell the workers this. And then the big thing you hear them, we're doing this for democracy.
Yeah, right.
This isn't a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. Constitutional republic.
Right.
Get with the program.
And I'll just put it simply, because in times like these, I always like to remember that what we called the Berlin Wall that came crashing down after the great Ronald Reagan.
Tear down that wall.
The East Germans called it the communists called it the anti-fascist protection rampart.
That's right.
So just keep that in mind.
You know what's great about that story is that day when the wall came down, in a young KGB agent's office somewhere in I think it was over in Essen, the door knocked and in walked 4 former German special forces, East German special forces, to one Vladimir Ilyich Putin's office and said, "You've got 1 hour to get the hell out of this country."
Wow.
And that's why when he tucked his tail and left, he's never forgotten that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great story. I read a story.
Well, and there is so much that everybody was so nervous at that time because, what does the Red Army do? And they at least
what could they do?
Well, but they at least didn't. They left.
They should have.
Thank God they left. But look at this full board of calls. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is East.
Hey, East.
Hey, East.
Hey, I've got a quick question, and Troy may be able to answer this, although I've listened to you and you've answered some of my questions. But what is our responsibility as a nation toward that area? And it's not the whole state of Minnesota, it's just Minneapolis, St. Paul. Mm-hmm. What is our responsibility there? Because I see that as kind of a Fort Sumter moment. Am I wrong?
Joey, you want to take it? Or you want
I don't know if it's... I think us using the Civil War, other than noticing the actual real history and how it did settle certain things, we're not in the era of the... Men aren't that way anymore. So I don't know if it's quite Fort Sumter, but it is... They are trying to use a mob veto through insurgency tactics to stop what was essentially the mandate of a duly elected president. So, yeah, there is... You're getting close to insurrection.
I think so. I think there's sedition going on east. I think that's the important thing. The leadership of this organization and this movement needs to be taken for seditious behavior, which is punishable by death, just like treason.
Right.
And that'll stop that part. Now, here's the bigger question, though. If we would put down a rebellion by Daniel Shea over some whiskey, then we sure as hell better put this down, because it's a threat to our national integrity and security.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we live in a different time. Even the insurgency tactics are different than what the insurrections of the past would be, and so the federal response, you need to stop this.
It needs to be decisive and violent.
Government. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, because Gavin Newsom wants to stay in the WHO, and I just thought, well, how does where do our governors get this kind of authority?
Gavin also was playing diplomat out and agitator, agitator.
And it's not just the governor. It's not just these mayors. These folks are just figureheads on top of a much bigger, say, machine.
Agree.
And often they are the puppets, not the puppet masters in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, listen, I am so thankful that I've got you guys to give me some perspective on this stuff. And, Joey, I hope everything works out for you on that minor disaster that you had.
Could be a lot worse, and it's good to be reminded I got a lot of friends.
There you go. All right. Have a great week.
Appreciate you, sir. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Afternoon, guys. How are you?
Hey, Dave.
How are you?
You know, I watched a frame-by-frame video of that situation in Minneapolis, and one of the frames actually shows the guy with his handgun in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that was when the one ICE agent started punching him, I think, upside the head, and finally wrestled the gun away from him. But, you know, just like with any law enforcement, when you come upon someone and you realize they have a gun, someone yells, gun.
They did.
And as they're wrestling, I'm sure someone probably yelled that, even though he was able to wrestle the gun away from him. But, you know, about that time, you know, he was kind of on his knees, bent over, and he kind of starts to turn over, and I'm guessing probably it was yelled gun about the time he started to, you know, kind of wrestle around with the guys, and probably one of the officers believed that, you know, he still had the gun in his possession.
So if you watch it closely, there's a new that was put out by ICE. It's about 11 o'clock last night. They put it out. So like you said, dude's on the ground. He's getting wailed on because he's got the gun in his hand, wailed on, and you see a guy that's directly over top between him and, like, if you took the insurgent and then you took the agent, the guy right standing above them in the middle starts backing up twice, and he yells, gun, 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 and then the other guy to his right pulls and fires on it.
Fires on him. Yeah. I'm not even sure that he saw that the agent had the gun in his hand, and he may have thought it was his own firearm.
Well, and it does sound from just the audio like there was. It's just there's one pop.
There's a negligent discharge out of there,
and it makes me think the very gun the guy had that was taken away had that discharge.
So what do you think, caller? What do you think? Do you think if you've got a gun and you're going there with intentions to interfere with operations, that you should not be reasonably expect that you may be shot and killed?
You know, this is solely his responsibility.
Amen, brother.
You know, who in their right mind, and, you know, it came out, his family, one of his family members made a statement that yesterday that he was upset that ICE was kidnapping children.
Wow.
He believed the propaganda, came there with a handgun with multiple magazines, confronts ICE agents, and expects something good to happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if you read in between the lines of the family statements, it sounds like they're telling them, please don't go do something like that.
That's right. Essentially,
They sense something.
It's sad that we've lost
as much
them.
as they were praising him and stuff. It sounds like they knew how radicalized he'd be.
Sun Tzu talks about this, Joey, caller. There's something called the useful idiot, and that's what he was for this cause. So.
Sure. Absolutely. And guess what? The powers that be, the Democrats, they're all got these, eating grins on their faces over this because it gave them exactly what they wanted.
Yep.
Well,
so,
I appreciate it.
guys.
Thanks, David.
Thank
And
you.
on all these videos, and not just on this, what happened over the weekend, some of these things, there's a reason we do have a judicial process.
Absolutely.
And so, obviously, you can have your opinion. You can watch whatever videos you want and make your own conclusions. You're free American, and
sure,
God love you for doing it. But the more I watched all these angles and different takes, I'm like, I can't tell. Like, it's like I'm watching, to use a more benign example, like a replay, challenge in an NFL game, and it's not really, is his foot on the line, is his foot off the line? Like, there's too much that's happening at once to where this needs to be done by professionals and analyzed by professionals, and it needs to go through a judicial process.
I like you, I was trying to, and I'm watching and listening to audio, and I said to myself, what am I doing? I don't need to look at any of this. This individual should have been shot, okay? That's it. It doesn't matter. I don't care what happened.
Well, yeah, as soon as he shouldn't have brought that thing.
That's what I'm saying.
And then as soon as you have even before it's physical, like you have an interaction with the police, is it not just standard procedure if you are a legal gun owner to declare this?
There are street cameras showing him with him checking his weapon and stuff as he's walking around. So, come on, man. You're looking for trouble, you'll get it.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days. How you doing?
Pretty good. A lot of states have laws that nullifies your gun permit if you take it to a certain place,
That's
like a
true.
bar somewhere. And so, you just wonder about that. And then, the old saying about it ain't what you know, you don't know that hurts you, it's what you know for sure that puts a hurting on you.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew for sure, based on Miss Good, that somebody had been shot and killed in this same type of activity. So he had a pretty good example of what was going to happen if he got his little butt involved in it. And then he makes it 1,000 times worse by taking a gun with him. And my question is, where they said, well, they were wrestling with him and somebody was hollering gun and all that. Where were the people wrestling with the U.S. Air Force veteran, the female that got shot without a weapon on January 6th? Where was the wrestling trying to get the gun away from her? That she didn't have a gun, but they just executed her. But there was no uproar about that.
You're 100% right.
And it's all about trying to divert from what Trump is doing.
Yep.
And just like the Summer of Love, all of that was to take away from what he was trying to accomplish.
Yep.
And this is the same thing now. I heard one of the talking heads this weekend saying, "Oh, the Minneapolis police, the Minnesota state troopers should arrest these ICE agents."
I laugh when they say that.
And I'm saying, how idiotic is that? You're allowing people to criminally trespass into the country, but you want the ICE agents arrested for criminally trespassing in your city.
But they're kidnapping children. They're kidnapping children, Simpler Days. They're kidnapping children right off the streets.
Well, and honestly, I expect this from the left, the organized left, that they sow chaos, and then, I always think of Monty Python, the violence inherent in the system.
That's right.
And then
Well,
the part, though, that frustrates me to no end are the squishy Republicans who fall for this agitation and reaction every frickin' time. Stop it. Grow a spine.
I mean, they're so weak. I mean, it's just they can't stand up for what's right. They can't stand up, and I mean, it's just so sad to see that we allow people in this country to treat federal law enforcement officers the way they're treating them, and the dead-gum politicians support them and promote it.
So the danger here.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Simple. You know, Joey, and I'm glad he brought that up. The problem you have here now is that this becomes the standard quo, that you can do this, get away with it, and go on. And now this is a very precarious time for federal authority, and it needs to be established with decisiveness and with great vigor.
We got to hit a break. We got more on this, though. And also, just a quick programming note, Alan Mendenhall will be joining us over the stream at 1 o'clock. Talk about some of what he's been thinking about, writing about, and including, for a very fun note, he wanted to dust his office, and he decided to use a leaf blower. It was not a smart move by a very smart man. He is a very smart man.
He's quite smart.
And it was a real dumb thing. I got to ask him about that. And so I look forward to talking to Alan a little after 1 o'clock. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out. Maybe if a tree fell through your roof, some little critters tried to get in there.
Oh, boy.
Well, Pest Pro can help you get them out of there. They have wildlife removal services, especially in these cold winter months when those little critters are trying to make a home out of your home. Do not allow them. Well, if they've already done it, they can get them out there at Pest Pro, or they can make sure your property is jam up and jelly tight, as the song says. And, of course, think about signing up for Pest Pro's monthly subscription model. You get basic pest control services year-round. You can add to that termite inspection, year-round protection, as well as mosquito protection when the season is right.
Fire ants. They can take care of fire ants
as well. They can do it all there when it comes to pest control at Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com. Or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, or just call them direct to 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And we'll be sure to tell them that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. When you want to know, call a pro. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Did you know the current national average turn time to close on a mortgage is 48 business days? But not at Alabama Home Mortgage. At Alabama Home Mortgage, our average close time is 16 business days. That's a month faster than the rest. How do we do it? With over 60 years of combined experience in the industry. Our team knows mortgages. Our years of experience yield a better experience for our customers. Folks, time is money. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, don't waste time with another mortgage company, bank, or credit union. We close on time, every time. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our fast turn time is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Let me start out by saying 54 days till spring. I hope that helps. Dress in layers today. High temperature only up to about 37, but northwest winds gusting as high as 25 will keep the wind chill factors at ridiculous levels today. Gradual clearing later. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but I've got the wind chill factor down to about 10. Tuesday, even with sunshine. Tomorrow's high up to about 42, maybe not as much wind. Low 20s again on Tuesday night. A cold week ahead with another surge of Arctic air by the end of this week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Charles the First. Hey, Charles, thanks for being patient.
Hey, Joey. Hey, Troy.
Hey,
How
Charles.
you guys doing?
Hey.
Good.
Well, I was going to bring a perspective that I think needs to be brought to this thing, guys. Okay, let's say at the incident where my father and the sergeant landed in the helicopter to apprehend the two men committing a crime, and the sergeant gets out, and someone with a camera starts coming up at him as he's going to get the guy. Are you following me there?
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's think about that on the terms of what if that, because the federal agents have the right to do what they're doing. They have the legal capability, and you get what I'm saying boy.
I certainly do.
Okay, now here we go. Let's say that our normal persons in our communities, our normal policemen, are doing their normal job, and there's a whole crew of hundreds of people that have been told, go stick cameras in their faces as they're going to process that warrant as they're pulling someone over for a ticket. And let's say that someone does have a gun and shows it at the same time that they're doing it when the officers are engaged in this, and you already have what is known as we're having everyone do that. Now, that should be the perspective that you take. The perspective that you take would be there are entities that have a philosophical, ideological viewpoint that are having everyone go interfere with cameras or their bodies or their speaking as the officers, no matter what they were doing, regular officers. It would be the same difference, wouldn't it, Troy?
It would be, and if I could just give you one perspective using your father in this case, which is at state level, when you're dealing with federal authority, this is what the U.S. Code defines sedition as, quote, conspiring to oppose by force the authority of the United States or its officers, designated officers, or to prevent the execution of its sound laws. They fall all under that clause right there.
Okay. But it's even a more distinct and absolute clause. than it would be on a state level.
Right.
Absolutely.
But, and I think that law enforcement, if it were happening here, they would have to take procedures and have things ready for those type of circumstances in their daily whatever they were doing. And my dad, I can tell you, he wouldn't have took that very well. He would have absolutely been kept anyone's rights where they should have been. But if a gun had come out at his sergeant at any point, that would have been cause for him to do something.
As I watched, you know what? As I watched, when you watched the video, I'm thinking, so your father being law enforcement, just as they were trained, they did what they did. One guy says, gun, gun, gun. The other guy goes and he pulls. It was amazing watching them do that because, well, they were well trained in what they were doing. So,
well, I appreciate the call, Charles.
I just wanted everybody to get my point of view on it.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
You too. Now, let's do this fairly quickly, because you did write about this. Got trending there at 1819news.com. There's a guy named Eric Schwalm. This now, because Elon shared it, has 14 million views, if not more at this point. 90,000 likes. It's been seen all over the world at this point. And this Eric Schwalm says, as a former Special Forces warrant officer with multiple rotations running counterinsurgency ops, both hunting insurgents and trying to separate them from sympathetic populations, I've seen organized resistance up close, from Anbar to HOMAN to the pattern is familiar. Spotters, cutouts, dead drops or modern equivalents, disciplined comms, role specialization, and a willingness to absorb casualties while bleeding the stronger force slowly. What's unfolding in Minneapolis right now isn't a quote-unquote protest. It's low-level insurgency infrastructure built by people who've clearly studied the playbook. Signal groups at 1,000-member cap per zone. Dedicated roles, mobile chasers, plate checkers logging vehicle data into shared databases, 24/7 dispatch nodes vectoring assets, salute-style reporting, size, activity, location, unit, time, equipment. On suspected federal vehicles, daily chat rotations and time deletions to frustrate forensic recovery, vetting processes for new joiners, mutual aid from sympathetic locals, teachers providing cover, possible PD tip-offs on license plate lookups, home-based coordination points, rapid escalation from observation to physical obstruction or worse. This isn't spontaneous outrage. This is command and control with redundancy, OPSEC hygiene, and task organization that would make an SF team sergeant nod in recognition. So far, so good, Troy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Replace ICE agents with occupying coalition forces, and the structure maps almost one-to-one to early-stage urban cells we hunted in the mid-2000s. The most sobering part? It's domestic. Funded, trained somewhere, and directed by people who live in the same country they're trying to paralyze law enforcement in.
That's true.
When your own citizens build and operate this level of parallel intelligence and rapid response network against federal officers, complete with doxing, vehicle pursuits, and harassment that's already turned lethal, you're no longer dealing with civil disobedience. You're facing a distributed resistance that's learned the lessons of successful insurgencies. Stay below the kinetic threshold most of the time, force overreaction when possible, maintain popular support through narrative, and never present a single center of gravity. I spent years training partner forces to dismantle exactly this kind of apparatus. Now pieces of it are standing up in American cities, enabled by elements of local government and civil society. That should keep every thinking American awake at night. Not because I want escalation, but because history shows these things don't de-escalate on their own once the infrastructure exists, and the cadre believe they're winning the information war. We either recognize what we're actually looking at, or we pretend it's still just quote-unquote activism until the structure's hardened and spread. Your call, America. But from where I sit, this isn't January 2026 politics anymore. It's phase one of something we've spent decades trying to keep off our own soil.
Yep.
And, I mean, it echoes, that right there echoes so much of what you told me last week.
Well, and the thing is this, he's right. The only differentiation I would make, and he kind of did it when he goes, but this is domestic. Insurgents that we were fighting over in Iraq and Afghanistan, I've been there multiple times, and I've seen the nastiest of the nasty. They are the TTPs they use, which is techniques, tactics, and procedures, is being used by this insurgent group with the weapons and equipment they have. Now, here's what's interesting. I have reason to believe, after doing some research and talking to some people in the know, that they went out, and I've told you this before, they recruited former military operators to come and teach them some of the nuances of the TTPs. So what you got is you got the money makers, you got the money funders up here, the Soroses and all these weaponized nonprofit organizations. Then you've got a mid-level of what we call operations and plans. That's probably where they're bringing these military people in, and then they're disseminating it down to the units, the ground units.
Well, and unfortunately, there's all sorts of good laws regulating 501c3s and C4s and all sorts of stuff that aren't being enforced. There's all sorts of stuff that is just not being enforced, hasn't been enforced for years. And honestly, I don't know if the federal government actually, at the moment, they could spin it up, I think, quickly, has the manpower to
that's
actually go
funny
after
you say
this.
that, because we were talking about between the break is, hey, this isn't insurgency. You got to go after the money. You got to go after the money. You got to get rid of the nonprofits. You just you audit them and shut them down.
And it really does make me think. He said possible PD tip-offs on license plate lookups. I think the local authorities are all tied up.
Okay, so if you think that's true, and I do too, that's treasonous and seditious at the same time. So those people need to go and get hung.
And maybe this is why Tim Walz made the call to Trump, realizing
it's too late for him in my book. But
yeah, for all sorts of reasons. But I think Walz may feel the walls closing in on him. And again, people like that, even like a Gavin Newsom out in California, they ain't the puppet masters; they're the puppets.
Have you noticed there's
they're
no
the face of
Somalis?
the
No
operation.
Somalis. Go look at the demographics of that group. They're all white, pasty, marshmallow people.
And a lot of women blowing whistles. I'm like, oh, the frickin'
marshmallow.
Whistles. Every
marshmallows.
video, the frickin' whistles and the.
I'd say she's making a man sad somewhere or angry, but she's not. Trust me.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
When winter hits your furnace hard, don't settle for a quick fix. Call the LukeWire team that gets it done right and gets it done fast. Winter is tough enough without a broken heater. When your furnace struggles, call LukeWire to get your home warm again. Winter hits hard. We hit back. For furnace repairs done right and fast, you need LukeWire. Whatever you require, call LukeWire. AL license number 22154.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. This part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors. And there at Invista Advisors, the entire team is ready to help you out to create a across-the-board financial plan. Now, of course, they can manage your investments. We usually talk to Austin Baranko. I think he's busy today. Not a bad problem for a great sponsor to have. But Austin runs the brokerage desk there. So if you're looking for certain investment strategies, wherever you are in life, they can help you out. But it's not just about the investment side of the house. There are all sorts of things, whether you're starting a family out, maybe you're more in middle age, trying to figure out what's the next steps in life, or you want to set up end-of-life concerns. Could be you're running a small business and most of your money is tied up in that business. Could be you're running a nonprofit or endowment. You need somebody to help you manage that. Whatever your needs when it comes to financial planning, Invista Advisors can help you. You can always learn more at InvistaAdvisors.com. Just give them a call direct, 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey Clark, the guy who usually talks to Austin Branco on the radio, that Joey Clark sent you. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation, though we will in about a few shopping minutes, 5-6 minutes, have Alan Mendenhall joining us.
Yay.
And really want to hit on, have a palate cleanser, talk about some state policies.
I want to find out about the leaf blower.
And the leaf blower.
Because my wife uses that to clean the car out. She'll just blow stuff out. And I'm like, how does that work for you?
She might be disappointed.
No, yeah.
You're just moving it around, honey. You're just moving it around. I wish it was that easy to get rid of dust.
We got, what we got for Christmas, our son gave us a really high-end leaf blower. And I'm going to tell you something. If you had a skateboard and put that thing on it, you had a long enough cord, you'd take off at Mach 3. It's that strong.
In my bathroom and my closet, there's still all that insulation. Like I didn't have, I just got stuff out. I had no desire to try to clean all that yesterday.
I'm sorry.
It'll be fine. It's just, thank God it's not going to rain in the next few days.
Let's hope. Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely going to be some water damage on certain parts of that wall in particular. But man, that fiberglass, that pink insulation, I can't.
You don't want to get that under your skin, man.
Yeah, well, I did a little bit and resolving stuff, but it's like I just washed all these clothes because I'm washing them again with drywall dust and stuff, and anyway.
How's your boots? Is everything secure?
Yeah.
Did they get
actually everything that I really value?
Yeah.
From my tuxedo to my suits to the boots to the music equipment, nothing got touched. In a way, it could have been a heck of a lot worse.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's inconvenient, but I'm a blessed, lucky man.
You got a lot of friends, too. Yeah. I meant it. I've got a big chainsaw. I was ready to tear into that
and
thing.
it's easy to forget this because, the last time I had real car trouble, I had 5-6 people offer me just vehicles. No charge, just take my car. And so, I love you folks. Thank you for that. That's you sometimes forget as you go about your day to day, and we like to think we're islands and isolated and all this stuff. But a lot of great folks, especially when the crap really hits the fan. Around here, I've learned this about this community. Around here, people really do look out for one another. Even folks that talk behind each other's back and dog cuss each other, whatever. It's like when somebody really needs help, you got a lot of great, compassionate hearts out there and know-how. Just folks that know what they're doing in a terrible situation.
That's right.
And so I think it makes it a all right place to live.
I agree.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. A big winter storm is ending over the Northeast after sweeping snow, sleet, and ice across much of the South and East. Tragically, that storm is also blamed at this point for at least 18 deaths along its path so far. President Trump is preparing for weekly domestic travel ahead of this year's midterm elections. The White House Chief of Staff says he'll be hitting the road to speak directly to voters. First stop is in Iowa on Tuesday for remarks on both the economy and energy policy. On Capitol Hill, Democrat senators say they'll block funding for Homeland Security after a Minnesota man was shot and killed by federal immigration agents, raising the risk of a partial government shutdown. 6 of 12 spending bills are already law, but funding for the remaining 6 expires at midnight on Friday unless some new bill is passed. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 309 points. This is SRN News.
Have you noticed losing weight is harder than it used to be? You're eating better and exercising, but the scale barely moves? The real problem isn't willpower, it's metabolic dysfunction. And standard dieting just makes it worse. PhD Weight Loss has helped thousands fix the root cause of stubborn weight. Take their free metabolic assessment at fixmyweightloss.com. Fixmyweightloss.com. It's quick, personalized, and shows why your body is resisting weight loss so you know exactly what to fix. Visit fixmyweightloss.com. That's fixmyweightloss.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions
Rich
required.
Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Darren Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911.
Well, hi, everybody. Let me start out by saying 54 days till spring. I hope that helps. Dress in layers today. High temperature only up to about 37, but northwest winds gusting as high as 25 will keep the wind chill factors at ridiculous levels today. Gradual clearing later. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but I've got the wind chill factor down to about 10. Tuesday, even with sunshine. Tomorrow's high up to about 42, maybe not as much wind. Low 20s again on Tuesday night. A cold week ahead with another surge of Arctic air by the end of this week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Fallen trees and downed power lines have caused significant damage across the Montgomery area. According to Montgomery Public Works, severe thunderstorms downed an estimated 500 trees in the area Sunday afternoon. Road crews are expected to continue removing storm debris today. Montgomery police have made an arrest in connection to a bank robbery. 49-year-old Justin Harris turned himself into authorities. The robbery happened Tuesday afternoon at Regions Bank in the 300 block of Coliseum Boulevard. Court documents state that Harris gave the bank teller a note reading, "I'm robbing you, I do have a gun." A bill to expand the death penalty has moved through committee in the Alabama House of Representatives. HB 21 would make certain sexual abuse cases against children under the age of 12 eligible for the death penalty. HB 21 now awaits full House chamber approval. Governor Ivey has already expressed her support of the bill. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. And now, as promised, do this regular every other week sort of thing. We have Alan Mendenhall with the Heritage Foundation, and I've also we've known each other through many different circles. But Alan, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. And let's remind folks what you're doing for Heritage Foundation. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but let's remind them.
Sure. Yeah, I've got a couple roles. One is a senior advisor to the Capital Markets Initiative, which is about to be rebranded as the Free Enterprise Initiative. And then I'm a research fellow in the Rowe Center for Economic and Policy Studies.
Very good. And you had an op-ed that rightfully was trending at 1819 News last week. Alabama should rethink ABA accreditation for law schools. For folks who didn't catch me reading it or read it themselves, can we lay out the idea here?
Yeah, sure. Well, we would be following Texas and Florida. People who are paying attention are noticing that Texas and Florida have taken the lead in so many areas where Alabama very easily could take the lead, but we haven't. One of these areas is removing the American Bar Association as a accreditor of state law schools. So all 50 states have Supreme Courts that have the ultimate authority over who can sit for the bar exam in that state. And so there's no reason why our state Supreme Court couldn't do the same thing and say, hey, you know what? We're going to decide which law schools you can go to and graduate from to sit for our bar exam. Now, the reason why the ABA is a bad accreditor, there are a number of reasons, but its standing committee on the federal judiciary has been tasked with evaluating federal judges for a long time, and its evaluations are so incredibly biased against conservatives, and they'll rank a conservative as not qualified and then rank somebody who's clearly not qualified on the left as qualified, and it's so blatantly obvious. The ABA has public positions on abortion access, on all kinds of LGBTQ initiatives, on all kinds of DEI stuff. And so what this does is, when it comes to the accreditation, is it requires law schools to kind of buy into all the ABA stuff. So there's something called the Council section on legal education admissions to the bar. It is actually an appendage of the ABA. So they function in concert, but not necessarily as the same voice. Mm-hmm. But that council is what works with the bar, with the law schools to ensure compliance. And for a long time, it did things like it made law schools do all the stuff that was really, really costly, but not actually didn't make a lot of sense, like things about limiting online education, requiring the libraries to have certain amounts of books in them, and things like that. They were a little bit anachronistic, but that drove up the costs, and that's because this Council of Legal Education and Admissions to the Bar actually operates in a lot of ways like a union for law professors, in the sense that they want the legal education cost to go up so that law school can be more expensive and that law professors can enjoy all these great benefits. So that's one reason why you don't see as much pushback against the ABA from within the legal academy. Also, the fact that the legal academy is generally quite leftist in its orientation. But this is a very simple fix. It does not require any legislation. We don't have to sit there and watch lobbyists run up to, the state house and go from office to office. This would just require our 9 Republican Supreme Court justices to decide, hey, what's the point? We don't need the ABA. Right. We could grandfather in all the schools that are currently ABA accredited and then just add law schools or subtract law schools as we needed. Currently, Miles Law School graduates can sit for the bar, and it's not accredited. Faulkner's Law School used to not be accredited, and their graduates could sit for the bar, and that was because the Alabama State Supreme Court said, hey, we'll let these schools do that, and there's no reason why they couldn't continue to do that and pick and choose law schools as they deem necessary.
Well, and I think it's been, especially through the COVID era, but a lot of folks have been getting wise to these so-called neutral institutions. You could take the ABA, or you could take the American Medical Association. Any of these you can run through, and it seems not only have they abused that brand that they had for years of neutrality, it's almost created this informal network of nudges and winks, and I imagine that goes on with some of the law schools where, here's the formal policies, but if you don't play game with these other, say, arms or entities, our other voice, then, you might run afoul of something. We'll find a way. And that is like the worst possible outcome, where you have a monopoly that isn't neutral and also has a bunch of other informal asks against the folks that are supposedly enforcing the neutral rules.
And Alan, this is Troy Carrico. Thank you. I feel like I've arrived, Joey. He's following me now on X. I just feel so vindicated. Anyways, so the problem we have, and I went to law school for a year, and it's a long story at the University of Dayton, and then went to Ole Miss to get my master's degree in international relations. But my thoughts is, I've thought to myself when I was taking the LSAT, when you have one accrediting authority, just one group that decides everything, it's rife for infiltration. Mm-hmm. And what's happened here is we're getting a more liberal, and activist judiciary out there because of this system in place. So, once again, I've got to tell you something, Alan. I went to this viewpoint, all the things you told us about last time you called. Outstanding work going on. Outstanding work on your end. So.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And you're exactly right that the ABA has that monopoly. And we're seeing moves in other areas of higher education to ensure more competition, and legislation in Florida, for example, that requires universities to take actions that enable competition to happen. But with law school, there is no other accreditor. I mean, you could in theory, make the states more competitive against one another by having the state Supreme Courts decide the criteria by which they determine who can sit for a bar exam. And that might do some interesting things. But, ultimately, the legal profession is still modeled off kind of the medieval guild model. It is a guild, and they do things that ultimately make legal services more expensive than they need to be. There are a lot of things that people could do through non-lawyers, like have their wills written, a lot of trusts and estates, a lot of property matters and things like that. Like some of that, like why you shouldn't really need an attorney for some of those things.
Well, and so simple question, why isn't Alabama already, they've done in little carve-outs like you explained, why didn't they move on this earlier in other conservative states? Are they just that scared of the guild?
Possibly, yeah. And I think it's the same logic that you hear all the time, which really is less logic and more rhetoric, that we're here to protect the public. Our profession exists to protect the public, and we're going to ensure the highest standards. And of course, I love standards. I think standards are great. We should have high standards, but I don't know that the ABA is the place that is really setting the highest standards when they are enforcing things like DEI, which involve the reduction of standards and the disregard of standards. Now, interestingly enough, the ABA's history is sort of muddied with ugly things. I mean, the American Bar Association really came about to prevent poor people and black people from becoming lawyers. And like in 1912, the ABA ousted 3 African Americans from membership and issued this resolution because they realized, oh, we didn't mean to admit three black people into our membership. If we had known, we would have never done it. And that is a really troubling past. And they, for 66 years, prevented black people from becoming members. And so a lot of what the ABA is doing, in my opinion, is to atone for its history, to atone for that. And so they go over the top with their leftism to try to erase that part of the history or make up for it or say, well, we're not like we used to be. But the fact of the matter is the ABA exists to be exclusionary. You can take the I prong of DEI and say inclusion, but the whole point of the ABA is to prevent people from entering into the profession, at least initially. Now it does a lot of other things besides just accrediting law schools, and every state bar association regulates who goes in and out of the bar. But the ABA does sort of set standards for the legal profession writ large.
Well, and I'm hoping that Alabama, you said it's just the Supreme Court that could make this decision like tomorrow.
Yeah, 9 Republicans up there.
Well, I hope they get on it. Now, I have to ask you about your opinion piece, your column dropped today. How did you try to dust your office with all those fancy books?
It's funny that you say that because I heard you say something before I came on about the leaf blower. So I actually went on the back porch and brought it in. It's probably not going to, but it's in my hand right here.
I'll put you on full screen. Put it back up there real quick.
Yeah, this is the leaf blower.
I hope my wife's watching this. I hope my wife's watching this right now.
Honestly, I got some text messages today where the people said, like, what were you thinking? And even now, it doesn't seem like it was that terrible of an idea. Like, it seemed like it would have worked, but it didn't. But it ended up being, I bought this, I call it a grown-up beanbag chair. Not that there are like distinctions between kids beanbag chairs.
There really are.
Like, this is kind of like a cub. My office in there is this sort of cubby. It's a nice little cozy room, but it was too wide. And so I needed a chair to sit in. And I got what I call an adult beanbag chair. It's not actually a beanbag chair, but it's a chair that sits on the floor, and it's really comfortable, but it had this odor. I don't know where it came from, but it had this odor in it. And I didn't actually identify it as coming from the chair. I thought it was coming from these books I'd bought they were old. And they smelled like cigarette smoke. But when I went to try to leaf blow the entire office, things just went everywhere. It was a disaster. And then I couldn't figure out where the button was, and I lifted it up in the air to try to look where the button was, and I blew everything off the top shelves. It was awful.
Awesome.
I wish you had a GoPro on your head when you decided to do that, to document it.
Sometimes the only reason you exist is to warn others of catastrophe. So there you go on that one.
Well, yeah, I couldn't believe no one else had come up with this idea until I tried it.
Well, and I guess, Troy, you're saying your wife tries to do the car.
My wife uses it for. We have a barn, so that's one thing to blow the barn out. We got a gym down here. She has come to the conclusion that she takes everything out of the car and will just get all that stuff out. Then she'll vacuum, and I'm like. I'm missing an earring, she says. Well, we probably blew it to Millbrook, okay?
Well, it's hilarious because I definitely have these moments too, where I'm like, man, I start feeling good about myself. Like I wrote a kick butt essay with all these layers to it, and look how poetic I am. And then I just go do one of the stupidest things ever, like usually involving tools, involving hardware.
You and tools. Eh?
Yeah, I don't. It's funny how the way the world works in that regard.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I was up on a ladder on Friday. Nothing happened, but as I was sitting at the top, I thought, this really should not become a future essay here. I should get down before this becomes the subject of my next piece.
That's great.
Well, at least you don't have a tree through your roof. Right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I know. I saw your photos. I know you probably just talked about this before I came on here, but I saw your photos. That looks wild.
Yeah, well, but what I learned from it is I'm in my misfortune, I'm actually truly lucky and blessed. Just the amount of people that reach out when you have a crisis, and you know this from living around these parts, just folks are great. Talk about salt of the earth. And yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of adversity and it makes you go, oh, wow, look at all these friends I got.
Well, you have a better attitude than I think I would under the circumstances.
Well, since I've been talking to insurance companies, I'm a little less grateful. But I really appreciate your time and look forward to talking to you again soon. And if folks want to check out what you're up to in any capacity, how can they do so?
Probably my website's the best. It's just www.alanmendenhall.com.
Well, appreciate it, sir. Talk again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Again, that's Alan Mendenhall. Always appreciate his time, and we'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Ugh, time to clean out the gutters again.
But I don't want you climbing that ladder.
Time to call Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection company. Leaf Filter's trusted pros will not only clean your gutters for you, they'll realign and seal your gutters and install Leaf Filter. With Leaf Filter, you'll never have to clean out your gutters again.
Wait, never again?
Never again. Because Leaf Filter's surgical-grade stainless steel micro mesh is fine enough to block even tiny debris like pine needles and pollen, while still letting rainwater flow through. Leaf Filter works so well, it's backed by a lifetime warranty. Plus, when you go to leafilter.com/block, you'll get a free gutter inspection and up to 30% off.
Wow. So no more climbing that ladder.
How do I sign up?
To get this special radio offer, go to leafilter.com/block for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leafilter.com/block for up to 30% off. leafilter.com/block.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Are you getting ready to put your home up for sale? Remember the 6 Ps. Prepare your home by deep cleaning, painting where needed, yard work, decluttering the inside. Present your home to the market through the experienced realtor who knows how to market the home and get it sold. Price the home at fair market value of what the home should bring in today's market. Your realtor can guide you in pricing the home to sell, not sit. Pay for part of the closing cost and provide a 1-year warranty. Buyers today don't have the down payment and all the cost of buying a home without some help. Prepare to look at offers from the marketplace and accept the best offer for your needs. And 6, place your trust in experienced professionals, including your realtor, closing attorney, and mortgage company. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. And remember, we are now hiring agents, both new and experienced. Call me today for an interview. Bo Goodson, 221-2883.
Need some extra cash? Gold and silver are at an all-time high. Turn your old coins, currency, or gold and silver into money at Trademark Coins and Currency, the only coin shop in the River region with over 40 years of experience. Veteran owned and operated, and proudly serving Montgomery from their location off Vaughn Road. Trademark Coins and Currency is always buying, and free appraisals means there's no pressure, just real value. Make an appointment today. Learn more at trademarkcoinsandcurrency.com. Trademark Coins and Currency. Experience you can count on.
Attention River Region business owners. Local counties are now inspecting and enforcing backflow prevention requirements. Headley Plumbing is fully certified to install, repair, and test backflow preventers, helping you stay compliant and avoid costly violations. We've been serving the River Region for decades with dependable professional service you can trust. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Welcome back. Well, I just got confirmation from Rich Thomas, at least he thinks from what the National Weather Service and Birmingham meteorologists are saying. They've found damage consistent with a tornado rated at least EF1.
Wow. That
developed across eastern Lowndes County, or as I've one day heard somebody say, Lowndes.
I live right on the Lowndes. You can call it whatever. It's like, it's not the end of the world, Joey, but you can see it from there.
And moved into far west Montgomery County. The storm survey team now examining the wind damage in the Montgomery metro area. And just to make it clear for my dumb ass, he said, Joey, Rich Thomas did, you had a tornado yesterday. No, and honestly, that looks consistent, not just with our property, but several spots. There are plenty that survived, thank God, but there are several trees just uprooted.
Oh, yeah.
And some of that is from, we were talking off air, that water saturation with the root networks. But, man, yeah. And thank you again to everybody with the well wishes, prayers, and offers of help. And I would just say it could have been a lot worse. It's going to be inconvenient and annoying for several weeks probably, but I'll figure it out.
You'll be all right.
We'll be all right. Though we still don't have internet at the house either.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
They took out the internet. Huh?
Yeah, somehow.
Your power was out, too, I presume?
No,
you never
actually,
lost power, oddly
when
enough.
I got home, power was still on.
Oh, that's good.
In fact, the bathroom fan, I had left it running, and it was hanging. It was just still running. Like all the electricity's still working, all the plumbing's still working. So I'm hoping we really are just looking at a roofing and some carpentry and drywall job, and that's
Should
about
be
it.
all right.
But we shall see as things progress. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Jim?
Hey, Jim.
I didn't know you lived in West Montgomery, Joey.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. You said West Montgomery. I didn't know you lived in. But anyways, this
Rich
is
is
something,
speculating based on what's coming out that what happened in County Down.
Well, I'm glad you're okay there. This is something kind of weird. I was vacuuming my wife's car out last week. I know it's exciting with a shop vac, and you know when you get down there between the seats and stuff, and I can hear when I hit some coins, you know, and so when I got through vacuuming, I took the top off my shop vac and I've run my hands down there, and I found a quarter, and then I found another small coin, and I'd never seen before, and I turned it over, and on the back it said 1 dime, and so I turned it back around to the front and looked at it, and I'd never seen a dime like that, and so I Googled it, and it was a 1916 Barber dime. Have you ever heard of a Barber dime?
No, never.
You Google it, look at 1916 was the last year they made it. In that same year, they started minting the Mercury dime.
Mercury heads, yeah. Right. Yeah.
And this thing is like 90% silver. It's, but I looked it up, and I'm not sure how many years it was made, but 1960 was the last year. And so this dime, how in the world it got in my wife's car, all I can think of, she got some change back one day and dropped it from somewhere, but that thing's 110 years old.
Are you the original owner? Are you the original owner of the car?
No, I bought it, but I've had it for 20-something years.
Well, you got to wonder, maybe
I've
somebody else dropped it.
I've had it since 08.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we just pulled up a picture on the live streaming, Joey Clark Live on YouTube, folks. And very cool dime. Like
that's neat.
The artwork from those bygone eras.
They're so good.
Like we're not as good as them.
And the thing was, too, the dime's in fair condition, and the reason is because that same year they started making the Mercury dimes, and so they didn't skimp, but they just really didn't. It really wasn't a real hard press when they were minting that last year, that Barber dime, so it wasn't a real deep.
Did
it kind of wears easy, you know.
Yeah, did you find out what was the circulation numbers on that year? How many?
Oh, there was quite a few.
Okay, quite a few.
There was quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only worth. If it was in mint condition, it'd be worth about $1,500.
Wow.
It's not, and it's only worth maybe $10.
No, it's priceless. So that's cool. That's a good thing.
Very cool find.
But what are the odds of finding a coin 110 years old in your wife's car?
Go play the lottery. Go play the lottery. You sound lucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's gonna be my lucky coin.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna put it in a little thing to keep it from wearing anymore. But I thought that was pretty neat. I used to be kind of a coin collector, and I've still got a few old coins.
It reminds me of a joke. Talking about finding something in someone's car. I was riding with a friend the other day, Joey, and sir, I was going down the road, and he told me to open the glove box and grab a charger out of it. And I did, and there was a brassiere in there. And I go, and I look at him, and I said, and listen, I served in special forces with this guy, and I go, what's up? And he goes, and I go, are you? He goes, that's mine. I'm sorry. And I go, are you wearing a bra? He goes, yeah, I've been wearing a bra. I said, how long has this been going on? And he goes, ever since my wife found it in the glove box. That's a joke. So you never know what you're going to find in somebody's car.
Yeah, touche. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, man. Well, y'all have a great cool there, and
well, appreciate you, Jim.
Appreciate
that story.
He might want to keep searching through the car. There may be some really incredible stuff
there. Now, I want to shift to this before we hit a break. Yeah. This is, I believe, Dr. John Lott, and he's done a lot of work over the years on
no pun intended.
Gun crimes.
A lot.
Oh, yeah. He has. He's been kind of the go-to on, he puts together, curates all the different databases, law enforcement databases, and really lays out like your basic hard quantitative numbers.
Yeah.
Quantitative facts when you're looking at amount of gun deaths, gun homicide, suicide, all sorts of stuff. But he has a new piece out of the New York Post. I just want to read this real quick. The media narrative against President Donald Trump's effort to enforce immigration law was on full display last week at a White House press briefing. Earlier, you were just defending ICE agents that they were doing everything correctly, said one guy to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. 32 people died in ICE custody last year. 170 U.S. citizens were detained by ICE, and Renee Good was shot in the head and killed by an ICE agent. How does that equate to them doing everything correctly? And that's the one where Leavitt really ripped into the guy as your left-wing hack.
I do remember that one.
Countless news stories have amplified fears that under Trump, federal immigration and customs enforcement agents are wildly violating basic rights. NPR, to cite just one example, recently claimed that many, quote-unquote, Americans have, quote, been mistaken for illegal immigrants, and that there's a long history of immigration agencies not having a good track record. But the numbers tell a very different story about how ICE is doing under Trump. Let's set the baseline. Between the president's January 20th, 2025 inauguration and the end of November, Trump's administration arrested an extraordinary total of 595,000 illegal aliens and deported 605,000. The 170 ICE-detained U.S. citizens cited in that reporter's diatribe include about 130 arrested for interfering with or assaulting officers. According to the left-leaning ProPublica, justifiable under any reading of the law.
Sure.
Only about 40 or so of those who were detained claimed to be U.S. citizens accidentally or erroneously arrested by ICE. But just half of those people were held for more than a day. Most were released in a few hours. Any error is serious, but 40 mistakes out of 595,000 arrests amount to an error rate of just 0.0067. Roughly one wrongful detention for every 14,925 arrests. Compare that with the final 2 years of President Barack Obama's administration. In fiscal year 2025 and 2026, ICE recorded 263 mistaken arrests, 54 mistaken detentions, bookends, and 4 mistaken removals. During those 2 years, ICE made a mere 239,645 arrests, meaning the 54 mistaken detentions alone produced an Obama error rate of 0.0225, about one mistake for every 4,444 arrests. Overall, the error rate under Obama was 3.36 times higher than under Trump.
Wow.
Unfortunately, there is no comparable data for the Carter or Biden administration or the rest of the Obama administration. As further evidence of ICE's irresponsibility, this reporter charged that 32 people died in ICE custody last year. That claim, however, misleads without context. The number only makes sense when compared across administrations. During the course of Obama's 2 years, from 2009 to 2017, 56 individuals died in ICE custody. That administration didn't publish clear detention totals, but the closest available figures show about 498,646 detentions and deportations over 5 fiscal years, an average of roughly 99,729 per year. If that annual rate held throughout the entire administration, ICE processed about 797,834 individuals. Under that estimate, 56 deaths translates into a rate of 0.007%, roughly one death for every 14,314 detainees. By comparison, the rate last year under Trump was slightly lower, 0.0054, or one death for every 18,594 detainees. Both those figures are substantially below the average death rate for the detainee age group. This reporter omits one key data point: the number of Americans accidentally deported. The reason for him not doing so is straightforward. None occurred. That's right. For all the tumult and fury, ICE under Trump made no erroneous deportations through November. By contrast, ICE under Obama deported 2 U.S. citizens in fiscal year 2025 and 2 more in fiscal year 2015 and 2016. All the media lies and distortions bring disturbing real-world impacts. Amid the drumbeat of false coverage, 57% of Americans now disapprove of how ICE enforces immigration laws. A Quinnipiac University survey found this month with only 40% saying they approve of ICE's actions. Another recent poll conducted by CNN SSRS found that 51% of adults now say ICE enforcement is making cities less safe. The critics' demonization tactics are making federal agents' jobs considerably more dangerous. Assaults on federal immigration officers increased by 1,347% in 2025, as agents experienced a terrifying 8,000% surge in death rates. Car attacks on ICE agents spiked by 3,200%. And in just the last few days, hackers leaked the home addresses and personal identifying information of about 4,500 employees of ICE and the U.S. Border Patrol, multiplying the risk to their safety. No federal agency is perfect, and immigration enforcement, as in all law enforcement operations, mistakes will be made. But the media's lack of perspective on the data and its refusal to put the numbers in context is putting a match to an explosive public debate. Responsible journalism should inform us, not distort reality or fuel hostility towards those doing a difficult and dangerous job. So I wanted to share that.
Those stats are unsatisfactory. They're unacceptable. We're talking not 100% percentiles. We're talking thousands of percentiles of increases.
Yeah, and the attacks, and they're not making these mistakes in the same rate that, even Barack Obama's administration did. It's just, and again, you shouldn't, none of the people, I've been watching this enough myself and been dope and fooled and duped many times over the years, being, I think, operating in too good a faith.
Sure. With
folks that just are operating in bad faith, who will lie, who will agitate to get their way. It's about pure political power.
Narratives.
And I'm sorry, you cannot bring in millions of people in order to up your numbers in the census, and then down the road, if you're not already using them for when you need votes, completely changing the American body politic and locking in one-party rule. That is not, number one, the Supreme Court did not actually rule on that. They balked on it.
They did.
But that should not be the point of a census, that you get to bring in millions of illegals in order to up your representation, which should be representation of American citizens. And also, the height of this, it'd be one thing if you had the sort of Milton Friedman, you can sponsor anybody. They pass a security check, they can come on in, but they can't get a dime of welfare.
Nope.
And if you want to support them, Catholic Church, you want to support anybody, it's on you, or they have to go get a job. Instead, you're literally signing them up for welfare resources to the tunes of tens of thousands of dollars a year, which becomes billions over just 1 year when you look at the whole population brought in. This is insane. Trump won saying he wanted to stop it, not just secure the border, but deport a lot of folks. But because of two incidents blown up by the media, and because people are, have no stomach for any sort of violent event, which I guess I can understand in our comfortable lives, you're now seeing this turn. We'll see what happens next.
I want you to look this up, and maybe we could look at it later in the show. Is Amelia, the little Amelia girl from England?
Jumped into this.
It's pretty interesting. Shane was over at the house last night. He showed it to me. So there's a cartoon version, and she's like the champion of conservative British values. I like fish and chips. I don't like Pajit food and stuff like that. And she's become this like barometer, this weather vane for them over there. And then there's a girl that goes around. She's got purple hair, and she does it too, but she's real. I just found it interesting. It's like they are countering the narrative.
I've seen a few memes and
They're countering
videos.
the narrative. They're countering the narrative, and I thought
you don't like tandoori chicken? It's pretty good eating lamb chops. Indian food's all right.
Did he? I saw what you did back there, Pajit. Go clean up your mess. The world's not your litter box.
G.I. Joe. Honestly,
put some sandwiches.
I could eat some Indian food, but it's like, man, talk about heavy. Especially if you get a bunch of that bread, start dipping it in with some paneer.
It's too many carbs.
It's too much going on there. But anyway, fish and chips is all right. Give me a sausage roll.
Like sausage roll. You know, the one thing about England, and I could say this, is they're not known for their food, because it's pretty bad. Bubble and squeak.
They're getting better. They're getting better. Bubble and squeak. Or spotted,
cabbage. Anything with cabbage.
Or spotted dick.
Do you like? Oh, I know.
Yeah,
what'd
gross.
You say?
Spotted dick.
He said dick.
Might be a nickname.
Do you like cabbage? Do you eat cabbage?
No,
I can't stand cabbage.
I'm not a fan of that.
That's for poor people.
That's for poor people. People ask me, do I eat salad? No, I'm not a rabbit.
I'm not a rabbit. Kale salad. Yummy.
Ugh. Anyway, this part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a brand new home in this new year, America's big birthday bash year, or
Interest rates are
looking to refinance because of the interest rates. Right. Yeah. They can help you out. It could be you recently bought a home and you locked it at 7-8%.
Right.
You can get a great deal to just bring down that monthly payment or refinance for whatever goal you might have in mind. They can help you meet those goals, from getting debt off your back to bringing down, monthly overhead, to reinvesting in your property or your family in some way. And of course, if you're looking to buy, they can walk you through the process from pre-approval all the way to closing day. I recommend at least starting the conversation so you're all squared away. You don't have to pull the trigger today. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. And it's good to just get this all squared away so you can go out and shop for a home with peace of mind, knowing you got the great folks at Alabama Home Mortgage backing you up. And of course,
I'm a veteran. Can they help me?
They can help veterans.
All right.
In fact, they specialize in helping veterans. They got veterans in their blood there, and they really pride themselves on doing the latest with the VA home loan benefits. Veterans, too many of y'all still have not taken advantage of these benefits you earn through your service. Call up Alabama Home Mortgage today for any and all of these services at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
You officially survived the holidays, but the same can't really be said for your carpet. Instead of playing What's That Mystery Stain, why not ring in the new year while you bring in new flooring from Prattville Carpet? Get unbeatable prices during their New Year's sale, and when you purchase Mohawk Smart Strand Carpet, ask about the free upgrade to a free pet pad.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Step into the new year with new floors. Shop PrattvilleCarpet.com.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Ugh, time to clean out the gutters again.
But I don't want you climbing that ladder.
Time to call Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection company. Leaf Filter's trusted pros will not only clean your gutters for you, they'll realign and seal your gutters and install Leaf Filter. With Leaf Filter, you'll never have to clean out your gutters again.
Wait, never again?
Never again. Because Leaf Filter's surgical-grade stainless steel micro mesh is fine enough to block even tiny debris like pine needles and pollen while still letting rainwater flow through. Leaf Filter works so well, it's backed by a lifetime warranty. Plus, when you go to leaffilter.com/block, you'll get a free gutter inspection and up to 30% off.
Wow. So no more climbing that ladder.
How do I sign up?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/block for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/block for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/block.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Let me start out by saying 54 days till spring. I hope that helps. Dress in layers today. High temperature only up to about 37, but northwest winds gusting as high as 25 will keep the wind chill factors at ridiculous levels today. Gradual clearing later. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but I've got the wind chill factor down to about 10. Tuesday, even with sunshine. Tomorrow's high up to about 42, maybe not as much wind. Low 20s again on Tuesday night. A cold week ahead with another surge of Arctic air by the end of this week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
What is that track we're listening to right now? What's the day?
Project 7.
Project number 7. I like it. All right. That's pretty funky.
Well, we don't have a lot of time in this segment, so did you catch Alex Honnold? He is a free solo climber. It's still, folks, if you go watch, I don't often recommend Nat Geo, but go watch Free Solo on Nat Geo where he does El Capitan.
No shoot.
Without ropes. That's what free solo means.
I know what that means. That's crazy.
No harness, no ropes. Now, of course, he scouts it beforehand.
Oh.
He with ropes, but then there's one move he has to do. It's called the karate kick at the crux of El Capitan. That it's like half the time he's missing it when he had ropes.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
And it has to be perfect in terms of pressure points.
Yeah.
And just an incredible thing. And I still think that is him climbing El Capitan is one of the most impressive things, if not the most impressive athletic thing I've ever seen. And he's also done stuff in Greenland where he's climbed certain rock faces. Mm-hmm. But he recently, live on Netflix, he did it over the weekend, successfully completed his climb up the Taipei 101 building in Taipei, Taiwan.
Oh, I did see that. I saw a blurb, but I didn't see it.
He reached the top of the tower in 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 35 seconds. The building is 1,667 feet tall, making it the 11th tallest building in the world. It is straight up wild, folks.
That's crazy.
You could hear some of the announcers who hadn't watched much of Alex's stuff, freaking out.
He's got trouble.
Put both hands on him, man. What are you doing? And actually, a lot of folks are saying this building, compared to a lot of stuff he's done, is easy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's just kind of straight up. You go look at what he did in Greenland, what he did with El Capitan. Seriously, it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and what an inspiration this guy is.
So I've been to Mountain Warfare School, which is out at Fort Washington, out in New Hampshire. I have climbed Mount Rainier. I've been up in the Hindu Kush. I'm going to tell you something, man. That's a very dangerous proposition even with safety gear.
Even with safety gear.
So yeah.
Now, a lot of the people that died who are famous for that stuff, they died doing really crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it is amazing. Like, I've watched, I kind of went down the rabbit hole. Who's the guy from Norway? Magnus something, Mitbo or something. Okay. And he went with Alex on just some random trip outside Vegas to the mountains. And first time he ever free soloed without gear. And you could tell he's
freaking a little bit.
He's freaking out a little bit. But he's also like, once he realized, I just have to be hyper-focused.
That's right.
And it's one move at a time. Yep. Don't think of the whole mountain or what's below you or what's above you. One move at a time. Secure yourself. You'll be all right if you're experienced. I've never really done much of that. I remember doing some rock climbing walls as a kid, but I've never. At this point, I'm a beefy 200. I don't know if I knew a few pull-ups, but I don't know if I could do some proper rock climbing.
Oh, really?
I'd have to lose some weight. Seriously, I've seen plenty of videos where there are guys who are really built, great athletic dudes,
sure.
but it's not easy getting up.
You gotta be more sinewy
if you're heavy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's the Master Thespian.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, whenever I watch anybody doing free climbing like that, it just makes me want to go lie down. somewhere. Because I'm like, no. There's no rope, no harness, no nothing. I'm like, no, thank you. There are limits to what I am willing to do. I've never jumped out of an airplane, never done bungee jumping, because I'm like, I'm good. I'm okay. I don't need to know what that feels like.
That's funny.
I'm just calling in to let you know I've got family members up in the Nashville area. I've got some people that have been without power for 28 hours.
Wow.
And they're just hunkering down and dealing with it. You can't go anywhere because they got sleet first and then ice, and then they got more sleet on top of the snow. Sleet, ice, snow, and then sleet on top of snow. So nobody's going anywhere. And they're just like, okay, we're just going to just wait till it melts, which may be Wednesday.
Quality bonding time.
Yeah, pretty much. Most of my family members still have power. I've got my sister-in-law; she's still without power, and my one of my children, his wife, live out in west of Nashville in Fairview, and they still don't have power. But
prayers for them.
And we'll keep praying, man.
We had some bad tree damage here in Montgomery, but they've got the problem with the floating trees. Where the sap is warmer than the outside.
Everything is iced over.
That's
too.
crazy.
And I don't reckon. I was in Nashville not long ago. I don't recognize.
Did you guys see? Listen, since you're on here, you're talking about freezing. Did you see the video of the people in Michigan that found the deer frozen? There was like 4 of them frozen in the ice, and he went in and cracked the ice and broke. You got to look this up.
Okay,
it's really cool. And they were alive, but they were stuck in this ice. They got wet. It was amazing.
Oh my goodness!
I know, right? It was strange.
It's amazing that they were still alive once they got them out.
Yeah, he got to them. It took him 4 hours to break them out.
Yeah, well, I'm okay dealing with the cold without the snow and the ice, so I'm okay. But y'all have a good day.
You too, Master Desmond.
Thank you, Master.
Now, you haven't seen any of this, like him climbing up this
I saw an
1,600
article and I didn't click on it. So
Here, just look for a second here.
Let's look. Oh, boy. It's like the French Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
his climb, and see those little nodules, those ornamental things, like getting up those is crazy.
That's crazy.
And then he kept going. And people on the inside, this
Don't
is a
distract
moment
him.
with his wife. This is his wife watching him, and they have children.
That's ridiculous, man.
Look at that. Like, I can't even.
Let me tell you, that's ridiculous, man. Hey, that's a good skill to have.
And there is he getting to the very tippy top of the summit of the building.
So there was a game back in the 80s called Crazy Climber. Have you had these two joysticks, and you're a guy climbing up there, and people would open windows, drop pots on you and stuff. I'm thinking, poor guy.
No, and there's so many memes of folks sitting on the toilet, and he's there. They're the one they're like climbing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and apparently his wife, who is a nervous wreck whenever he does something like this, but is now kind of relented. This is what he's meant to do in life, and he inspires.
It is.
So many. Anyway, we got to hit this quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Paul. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Howdy, gentlemen.
Hello.
Yeah, I just got to back in. Hi, Troy.
Hey there.
I just got to back in of the conversation there about the deer being encased in ice.
Yeah.
And for 4 hours they worked.
That's what he said. He said that he was worried he was going to hurt them because, and so he did their face right at first to try to get the air, making sure they could breathe. But it was really something else, man.
Imagine what that must have been like sound-wise. You know, back in the day, they always told us as children, "No, don't tap on the aquarium."
Hey, right. They break.
And I'm thinking. I don't know that fish have ears even as an adult,
right.
But I could imagine what that must have sounded like to those poor deer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I found the video. That's
their hearts
crazy,
must
dude.
have been, their hearts had to be just racing.
Oh, you know they were. They took off. They were fine. I mean, or at least they appeared to be. But I'll have to find a video maybe.
Once they got out of the ice enclosure.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
You know what's happened? Think about it. They got so much rain in the Upper Peninsula. It was in the UP up in Michigan. They got wet, and then the winds came in, and everything changed, and they just froze in place.
And then you have to go through the warm liquid goo phase.
Yeah, yes, like Han Solo.
Well,
or I mean, Luke Skywalker.
with that same, if I can stop stammering and stuttering, with that same thought, you know, if they named the animal or not, but they said that archaeologists had found woolly mammoths whenever the climate changed many moons ago. That was still had food in its stomach, digesting it would froze instantly.
It's amazing.
So that was almost something similar to that.
Sure is.
That's how the rain fell, and then they froze.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Well,
and if those people hadn't have found them, well, we won't go there, will we?
Well,
back to the FM, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, Paul. Let's go to Flower Child. Hey, Flower Child.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Well, I'm really calling about Social Security, but I do have some talking points about the Minnesota thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had a fit about that Kyle Rittenhouse when he brought a gun, right?
Right.
But it's okay for the ICU nurse to bring a gun.
Sure it is.
And also, Rittenhouse didn't fight a freaking cop.
he put his arms up as soon as he came on the cops and dropped his weapon. Yeah, you're right.
And then I'm sure the article will disappear, but I read where that Sig Sauer can discharge easily.
Yeah, they're very prone. The 226 and the 229 particularly, which I think he had a 229, was they're very known for negligent
and especially when you hear the audio and the video, because visually it's hard to tell, and everybody's got their conclusions. But when you hear just one pop, that's not law enforcement. They don't do that. So when you hear one pop and then all the officers fire, it makes me think it was a discharge.
Mm-hmm. And they said that in the article that law enforcement quit using them because of that very fact.
Yeah, I saw some video, just as you're scrolling, and it's an instructor at a firing range, and he goes, "Is that a sick? Get that thing off my range!"
And I know this is going to sound very racist, but if ICE ever shoots a black, then everybody, Al Sharpton and all those people will descend on Minneapolis, and then that's going to be a nightmare there. But the other reason I'm calling is I just checked my bank account to see when my Social Security check was going to be deposited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, God, this is a clerical error or something. So I went to my Social Security website, and I want you to know, in 2025, let's just say my Medicare premiums was $215, which is really low, blessing.
Right.
I appreciate it. Do you know what it says it is now? $685.
Wow.
A $470 increase. And I'm on hold now, it says, with them for 2 hours. But I want to know if anybody else out there, I know you don't want me to ask that, Joey, but that's crazy.
That is crazy. That does sound like an error.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. But
well, love you, Flower Child. Mean it.
Thank you.
Bye.
We got to hit this top of the hour break. We'll be right back, folks.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. 18 deaths are now blamed on a major winter storm that's worked its way up the East Coast over the weekend. In New York, Governor Kathy Hochul says the storm is one for the books, and that's in a state not unfamiliar with plenty of snow over the years. The U.S. is challenging China's near monopoly on rare earth minerals with a new minority investment in an Oklahoma-based company called USA Rare Earth. Commerce Department investing $1.6 billion to expand domestic access to materials needed for high-tech manufacturing. China still handles more than 90% of global processing of rare earth minerals. Senate Democrats are vowing to stop the DHS funding bill following the fatal Minnesota shooting, putting the government on track for a possible government shutdown at the end of the month. On Wall Street right now, the Dow's up 301 points. This is SRN News.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. Now that we're finally into the new year, a lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers. DBA Fellowship Home Loans. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 81938.
Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Good.
I'm actually pretty good, all things considered.
That's good.
Yeah, got a lot of friends.
He does.
Got a lot of friends. Anyway, what's the score there today, Cohen's?
It's like 14-0.
Okay.
Sent Michael Jacks out. He left early today. Got a nice customer that's moving from point A to point B in town, and so hopefully he's going to be able to pick up some of his old stuff to move to the new home, and then he's buying a lot of new stuff. But one of the streets, I guess, that he used to live on is shut down, or was shut down this morning because of trees and everything. So, you know, he'll get all that taken care of, or he'll go do the new stuff and come back later and hope that they've got it cleaned up where he can get down the street.
Well, it's affecting everybody. And honestly, like looking at Nashville, looking at other parts of the nation, it's unreal. Now, we're just not built for it in the South. We don't normally get these sort of these cold snaps like this.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of whining when it's 110 degrees, but let it drop below 40 degrees.
Like, we have no idea what we're doing. Actually, I will say the city's done a pretty good job of clearing things out as fast as they can. And
well, that's great.
But, folks, if you want to get by and check out what they got going on at Cohen's over there, I suggest stop by. You can always shop online at thinkcohens.com, but stop by the Boulevard, 2515 Eastern Boulevard. Find Michael and be sure to tell him, hey, I heard you on that radio show with Joey and Troy. I don't know what Eddie was doing today. Actually, he's being a good family.
He's frozen in. He's frozen in.
He's helping some folks out today. But, of course, there is a lot to behold at Cohen's, and it's worth the time to go see it with your own eyes, whether it's brand new TV or audio solutions or furniture or appliances, grills. They got it all. I guess it's still 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays, Michael?
That's right. That's right. And come by and see this new 115-inch macro RGB from Samsung. We got that puppy installed, and it has got a spectacular picture.
Ooh, I got to stop by then. That sounds awesome. I got TV envy again.
Most of those big-time radio hosts, they have something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, Michael, and we'll talk again soon, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thanks.
And that's Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. We'll be right back.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Let me start out by saying 54 days till spring. I hope that helps. Dress in layers today. High temperature only up to about 37, but northwest winds gusting as high as 25 will keep the wind chill factors at ridiculous levels today. Gradual clearing later. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but I've got the wind chill factor down to about 10. Tuesday, even with sunshine. Tomorrow's high up to about 42, maybe not as much wind. Low 20s again on Tuesday night. A cold week ahead with another surge of Arctic air by the end of this week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth is calling on the Alabama High School Athletic Association to review another policy change that was made recently when it comes to public and private schools. The AHSAA is restructuring the postseason competition and making separate championship bids for public and private schools rather than having them play against each other for a single championship title. The private and public school teams will still compete against each other during the regular season. Ainsworth says this decision by the AHSAA is not properly thought out and brings to his mind the words unfair, punitive, and mean-spirited. Ainsworth also said he's being flooded with communications from coaches, school administrators, and parents from both public and private schools who are upset by this move. Ainsworth says Alabama will become one of 8 states in the nation who makes this type of competition distinction between public and private schools. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
An investigation continues in Birmingham without a suspect arrested at this point in time after a shooting death occurred over the weekend. 23-year-old Aya Harris of Center Point was found dead at the scene on Division Avenue this past Saturday night. Recovery efforts are underway in Geneva after what appears to be a tornado struck the downtown area. Trees and power lines were torn down and damage was done to multiple buildings in that area. The storm hit on Sunday. There was only 1 injury reported since businesses were closed on that day. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun. ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And let's go to line 4. John has been very patient. How you doing today, sir?
Good.
doing all right. I was just calling to extend my condolences. I saw your post on Facebook about that tree assaulting your house.
Yeah, I know. It's straight through the roof, man.
Y'all got that under control yet?
Yeah, we're starting to. I honestly am much cooler about it but my nerves started to break a little bit dealing with the insurance, third parties, and all this stuff. But yeah, we're getting it squared away.
All right, and one of our, I guess one of your sister stations across town on Carmichael Way had their transmitter and antenna go down, so they're out of commission for a while.
Wow.
That's not good for them. But I was going to ask you, since the past 6 weeks, since we did our thing in Venezuela and President Trump trying to acquire Greenland and Minneapolis and whatnot, I haven't heard nothing about Russia and Ukraine. Is that war still going on?
It is.
It's still going on, but I believe there was something put out this morning by Steve Witkoff.
Yeah, he's over there. He's in Moscow right now. I mean, over in Dubai, I believe, over the United Arab Emirates, meeting with Zelensky and Putin, supposedly. But combat-wise, I can update you. What's happened is this: the Kupiansk salient, which is up in the Luhansk region, has been hotly contested. The Russians are losing anywhere from about 2,000 to 2,500 a day there. They have hit terminal velocity. The Russian military can go no further. It's completely stationary now. And the question is, how long does this go on that they're going to continue? Russia's in for a penny, in for a pound, but I don't see how they can sustain this.
Right.
That's crazy amount of loss of life.
Amazing. It's amazing to me. It's
25.
Listen, they're saying that they have reconstituted 37 divisions. Now, a division's about 10,000 men. Okay, so it blows my mind as a military guy that they don't care.
All right. Well, I appreciate the update. Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate you, John. Thanks, sir. 272-9228 again if you want to get in on the conversation. Line 1, I'm sorry, I forgot who this is. Who is this?
Soldier Boy.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Hey, George.
Yep.
Troy,
Yep.
shut up and drop and give me 20.
I can do more than that. I can give you 50 if you want. I can do them till you get tired.
No, I was thinking about Eddie. I'm sorry.
Eddie, yeah. That's funny. What's up?
Anytime I think double digits, Eddie passes out, probably, I'm sure.
Hey, he's not here to defend himself.
Poor Eddie.
Hey, 2 talking points. First talking point, let's talk about the Russia-Ukraine, like the last guy was saying. I'm thinking like George Patton right now. It's a good time to attack Russia now because, and I don't know why everybody's worried about Russia. You know, Troy, they said they estimate they've lost 1.2 million soldiers, ground troops.
Yep.
In this war, okay?
That includes that's KI for everybody's edification. That's KIA and WIA, 300s and 100s. So yeah.
If you read about and study history, the Hitler Youth at the end, because the soldiers they were taking old men and putting them on the line, and they were taking kids and giving them uniforms and stuff like that too, and trying to teach the Hitler Youth to fight because they were so down on soldiers.
Sure.
So who's to say Russia really at 1.2 million? That's unbelievable. They're weak right now. Plus, second of all, you saw what happened when they used against air defense. Venezuela used Chinese and Russian air defenses.
Yeah.
I guess their equipment's kind of faulty because we took it out pretty damn quick.
It also was older generation.
It was S-300, which is part of the Triumph system. The S-400 is the best, but the S-300 is quite capable. And then the Panzer and the Igla 2s, which here's what I found out about that, Soldier Boy and Joey. Yeah, they jammed and fried most of it, but there was a lot of it, guys, that was just sitting there unhooked and not even, and they had Russian advisors there. So the Russians are fleecing them, getting oil, and they ain't even setting the gear up for them properly. So that's what you get.
You figure all those drugs, all that drugs and oil, they could get some top-notch crap. You
would think so, you know.
All that money, I guess, is going to Switzerland in the unmarked accounts up there.
Here's the deal, and I'm going to speak with some authority on this because I used to work for NSCOM briefly, and we were doing foreign military equipment exploitation. There's 3 things that separates America from the rest of the world. That includes any of your near-peer adversaries, and that includes your allies. One, metallurgy, probably the most important of all. Our ability to take composite materials and make things that no one else could do. They're still using rivets on new Soviet Sukhoi Bearcat fighters and things of that nature. Number two. Number two,
China's the same way.
Yeah, right. But the number two is electro-optical sensors that separates us. And number three, believe it or not, is ceramic technology and turbofans, okay? The reason the I don't know if you saw this, Joey, the J-20 Mighty Dragon.
Yeah, I saw that.
9 minutes of loiter time. 9 minutes of loiter time in the air. 9 minutes once it takes off. You ain't going to be able to fight with that.
Well, did you see that the J-20 had big old tanks underneath it too?
It's got worse. It's got canards. Those are huge signatures. So it's not a stealth vehicle. It's nothing.
I know they consider it a stealth fighter, but it's not really a stealth.
They think that Harbor Freight is good too.
You seen the color of it? It's yellow.
Yeah, so I've seen different variations. Yeah.
Hey Joey, I hate to say it, when you were talking to Mr. Cohen at Cohen's Electronics. Okay, now what size is your TV, Joey?
85 inches.
He's that big one. He's got a big one.
Oh,
sorry.
That's not big at all today, Joey. That's kind of small.
I know. This is why I said I have TV envy.
You have TV envy. All right.
I know. And you know what's the funny is, a certain store had one that was like 95 inches, and my girlfriend says, "What are you doing?" I'm over there hugging a Samsung 95 incher, man. I'm just hugging it. She says, "What do you matter?" I said, and women say size don't matter. It doesn't when it comes to TVs. Oh yeah.
Well, and I always just love the idea of having a true theater room where you can really watch great movies and be immersive in it. And
you know what's bad about that is Mr. Cohen said it was 115 inches. When you look at 115 inches. Then actually the person on the screen is almost human size.
Yep, that's right. It's the idea.
So you're almost looking at a mirror of a human being when something's that big. But you know what's bad about 115 inch, like he was talking about? You know, Michael. I guess who was the guy? Michael Jackson, is it? That installs?
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and you can break into somebody's house and try to steal a 115-inch TV. You better have 4 people.
Yeah, easy.
I had a guy. Well, I had a guy who had a 6-foot privacy fence that locks on the inside, right? And 3 thugs jumped over the fence and tried to steal his giant, the biggest green egg they make. You know the green eggs, right?
Oh yeah.
Sold at Cohen's as well.
You ever try to lift one of those up? They were trying to get it over a 6-foot fence. What a laugh! I mean, that thing. Man, that is dead weight. It's not like it's a barbell you can get
right. Yeah, and y'all ain't Olympic weightlifters, or you're not strongmen. Like, come on, you're not Brian Shaw.
Man, he caught 3, and all 3 of them are trying to push it. He's got it on the camera. 3 of them are trying to get it over the fence.
Oh
they can't even get it up. I was waiting for one of them to fall on somebody and then sue the. They had a case one time where somebody jumped over the fence and they hurt themselves after they broke into the house, and they sued their homeowner's insurance.
Wow.
How can you do that? Break into somebody's property. You're trying to run and the next thing you know, he said he's sitting there and his door was open. He didn't even realize it. The police are chasing the guy. He tries to hop over the fence, and he breaks his leg, and then he sues them for homeowners insurance.
Speaking of crime, I have to share this with you both. I was with Brian Dawson last week on Monday. I had some whiskey, and I had my cup in my cup holder when I was done. I set my phone down into the cup holder, thinking it was empty. It was about half full of the drink in there, and it submerged my phone, so my phone went out. I went to go get a phone the other day. I go to Ann Street to the AT&T store. I go in. Lady goes, "Sir, we can't help you right now." I said, "Well, what's going on?" She says, "We just got robbed 5 minutes ago." And I said to her, "Then I'm listen." I said, "I'm 5 minutes too late then." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "Never mind." And just walked out. I was like, "Whatever." I'm in it.
I thought it was the day.
Today's the day I will show them.
Hey, Troy, if it had been there, Troy would have got a free phone that day because he wouldn't allow those thugs to go out with that phone.
I say, "Citizen, do you require assistance?"
Well,
suddenly I'm an employee of a contractor.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate the call, man.
Thanks, man.
Joey, don't have TV envy, okay? Go out there and get a bigger one.
One of these days. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
272-9228, and I think Soldier Boy will appreciate this segment. Tim Walz has been doing all sorts of statements.
Yeah, yes.
But this one is, again, like, really, are you just, like, insufferable moron?
He's pretty stupid.
Let's listen in.
Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank.
Dr. Evil.
Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota.
What?
Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota.
Wow.
Well, just came out this morning, the U.S. Holocaust Museum said this. Anne Frank was targeted and murdered solely because she was Jewish. Leaders making false equivalencies to her experience for political purposes is never acceptable.
Good.
Despite tensions in Minneapolis, exploiting the Holocaust is deeply offensive, especially as anti-Semitism surges.
Man.
No, but that's, I think, what's a lot of these folks fancy it as.
They're so stupid, man.
I know, and it's just
they have no level of their depravity is so great and hatred is so great that they do anything cheapen it.
Yeah, and when you're being called out by the Holocaust Museum,
you might want to step away.
It's one thing if you're
from
a rabid anti-Semite and you kind of, it's your job to be called out by them. But when you're like the governor of Minnesota and you're trying to say the federal government,
a Jewish,
So we've made allusions to the Civil War. We've now made allusions to the Holocaust and Nazi Germany, including references to the Gestapo and all this other stuff. And it's like, really, guys? And it was that call from East of the Rockies near the beginning of the show. Yeah. I really sometimes do get tired of, like, you're a Stalinist or you're a fascist or all, because we're not the same people, even like the same Americans that once, did the labor strikes and once fought the good fight and from whatever direction. Right. It's a different type of society, and thus it's also a different type of warfare given our technology, where a lot of it's information warfare and psychological warfare. And
demographic warfare.
Yes.
That's what's going on. This is, make no doubt about it, we are been diluted. We are diluted, like in dilution. Our homogeneity is now so diverse that it is prone for fractures everywhere.
272-9228. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation, let's hit this quick break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Alpha Mutual Insurance Company seeks a QA engineer for employment in Montgomery, Alabama. Remote work permitted in states where company operates. To plan, test, and implement software changes. Position requires demonstrated knowledge of data storage and communication architecture, data preparation and mining techniques, SQL, relational model and database systems, system analyst, design and implementation, program analyst, design, development, and testing, and programming languages and techniques. Annual salary range is $64,584 to $84,926.40. See benefits and apply at https://bit.ly/49 capital J 5 capital H lowercase v 5. Again, Alpha Mutual Insurance Company seeks a QA engineer for employment in Montgomery, Alabama. Annual salary range is $64,584 to $84,926.40. See benefits and apply at https://bit.ly/49 capital J 5 capital H lowercase v 5.
At AMS Studios, indulge in the ultimate spa experience at the River Region's premier destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. From advanced skincare like IPL and laser hair removal to body treatments like Evolve, beauty enhancements, and therapeutic massage, our expert team is dedicated to helping you look and feel your best. Explore our full range of services on our website, amsstudiosmedspa.com, and find us on Facebook at AMS Studios.
Lunch should be comforting and done right. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their meat and three is scratch made to order, not scooped from a steam table. Real cooking, real portions. And for guests 60 and over, it's just $10.99. It's familiar food, elevated, served with care. Lunch at Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Classic Southern comfort, a step above the rest.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. It's being reported that the legislature will be in session despite all the weekend weather.
Sure. Okay.
So, good.
Yeah, I heard Wednesday's going to be a real busy day there.
Yeah, it's like, what, a 2-day session, they said, or 2-day week, they said for themselves. And I'll probably be down there Wednesday morning.
Oh, you need to be there Wednesday for sure.
Okay.
There's
it's
well,
going
to be a lot of fireworks.
Last week I went down there. I've had an unlucky streak where I went and parked, and as I pull out, there was like a piece of, like, I guess a fastener sheet metal.
What?
Like probably an inch long either way, and it was just stuck in my tire wall. So I immediately got home on the way to the tire place, pumped it back up, got over to the tire place, got it fixed. But like, now I don't want to go downtown anymore.
Sabotage.
Because they got too much scrap around there. Doing a lot of construction.
They are. That's the problem. Yeah.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Chuck.
Hey, Chuck. How are you?
Hey, Chuck.
Doing great. How are you today, Joey?
Good.
Hey, listen, I wanted to call back. I called on Friday right before you went on the air, and I got called. I had to hang up, had to go.
Okay.
I'm a retiree, and somebody else beck and call. Anyway, I wanted to holler at you. I asked you a question about something on Grok. Have you got a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Can you go to Grok and just ask it to explain where the center of the known universe is?
In the text mode or voice mode?
Just voice or text, either way.
I'll do text. That seems. What is the center of the known universe? Well, and now it froze up on me. But keep going. I'm going to try to make this work for some reason.
Anyway, where I'm going with this is, this to me is where people are getting the idea of the dangers of AI, because it's basically going to come back and tell you that it is you. You are the center of the known universe. Okay. Because everything is moving away from everything ever since the Big Bang.
Well, I mean, if I was going to answer that question with my change of, or let's say my reversion back to belief and what I've been studying and reading, center of the known universe is the manger, the cross. It's like that's, I think, it's
Calvary. Yeah.
Like the center doesn't necessarily have to be some physical place as we might think of it.
Right. I would agree with you. But the thing that gets me is that Grok and all of its infinite wisdom and everything it has access to, this is what it comes up with.
It's thinking right now. It's about 40-something seconds in. Wow. I've used a lot of these different ones, and I have to say, ChatGPT at this point, I deleted it off my phone. It's just creepy.
It's real creepy.
It's very creepy how it tries to lead you. Grok doesn't do that as much. Sometimes does. Let's see what it's saying. There's no single fixed center to the known universe. According to modern cosmology, the universe expanded from the Big Bang about 13.8 billion years ago, but this expansion happened everywhere at once. It's not like an explosion from a central point in space. Instead, space itself is expanding uniformly in all directions. From an observer's perspective, like here on Earth, the universe appears to be expanding away from them equally, making every point seem like the center. This is often illustrated by the analogy of
raisins in a rising loaf of dough. Each raisin sees the others moving away, but there's no special central raisin. The known or observable universe is a sphere about 93 billion light years in diameter, centered on us, simply because that's the distance light has traveled since the Big Bang. But the full universe could be much larger or even infinite, with no true edge or center. So that's at least the answer it gave me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I asked it to explain further, and that's when it began to say that, it truly is from your own perspective, from your own consciousness, it is you. You are the center of the universe.
Yeah, knowing me, I ain't buying that.
Then we're in trouble. We're in trouble if that's the case.
Yeah.
No, it's every individual, your own consciousness.
Right.
As if, you're experiencing this from your consciousness,
right.
And that makes you the center of it. Anyway, just thought I'd chime in on and get your thoughts on that.
Well, I appreciate it, Chuck,
you.
and thanks, sir. Yeah, like the AI thing is fascinating, and again, you got to use it as a tool. You can't let it do your thinking for you. I mean, it is a great, quick research tool. Again, you have to double check it. You can't just trust it. But if you are trying to think things through quickly or search for things, say within documents, search for things within known literature out there, it is very useful, much more useful than, say, just a quick Google.
Well, it's funny, isn't it, Joey? Because when you think about Boolean search in text, contextual scalability, AI's been around for a long time. I mean, that's what Google is, right? Before it was any of that. So what they've done is they've refined it, though, to make it a very utilitarian tool, and that's what's interesting. So.
Yeah, and it's there's been moments, especially with ChatGPT, where it's just straight up creepy.
It's weird.
Where Grok's pretty good about being updated to the latest information. I don't know. I wouldn't say I use the word I fully trust Elon and XAI. I don't think that's. I'm not in a position to make that call.
Right.
But of using all the ones that I've used, I like Grok the best.
Have you tried Gemini, Copilot?
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit of Gemini.
Copilot's not bad.
Keep seeing like these new bots that people are now installing too that will run everything on a computer.
Sure.
Like pretty crazy stuff that you can text with it and it'll do functions for you.
Right. The guardrails, it's funny because when we talk about guardrails on things, for instance, when I'm doing research on something and I'll find out it doesn't like, Grok's not so much, but like Chat GPT and Gemini and Copilot. Well, I can't, anything about guns I really don't want to talk about, and it's like, you're missing the point here.
Right. Well, there is one, sometimes, for instance, on the voice mode, I'll use Grok, like I write a thing and I say, read this back to me exactly as written word for word.
Right.
And as I listen to it, hearing another voice instead of just the voice in my head, or I'm reading it. And it's kind of checking flow, and it's a good editing tool.
It's a very great editing tool.
And sometimes it gets a little snippy with the voice mode. Because they add personality aspects and.
Didn't you tell me though you need to really be? Didn't you tell me you got to be forceful with them and say, "Do what I say now"? And they're like, "Okay."
And it doesn't have to always be negative. It could be positive reinforcement. It's like, do this, this, and this, and in all caps, I believe in you, Grok. You can do this. Like, you just sometimes you add a little flair to it, humanizing aspect to it, and it'll spit out different answers, but also it will. It doesn't mirror as much as ChatGPT.
No,
but
it doesn't.
Whatever you put into it, it is mirroring back to you.
Sure, it is.
Whatever your level of language and how it's interacting, it's going to go to your level. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Crawdad.
Hey, Crawdad.
Hey, Crawdad.
What's up?
Oh, I was having problems hearing, so can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm not echoing?
Nope.
Okay. I am kind of watching this artificial intelligence thing because the way I look at it, it is spitting back out and regurgitating everything that humans have put in. It is collating, categorizing, and spitting it back out. So I want to ask this AI thing, I'm going to equate that to HAL 2001, where it had the internal conflict on missions. And Hal in the story, through C. Clark, you know, the highest thing that it does is it has a breakdown because it had a conflict on its two priority.
Right.
And I'm wondering, this thing that we have, this AI, when we're just giving it all this, it's spitting it back out to us. Can I ask it this question? The only one I really want to know. Why?
Why anything at all?
Why? You know, you want to categorize that in a teleological form. I can't say Holy Roman Catechism, that word. Okay, what about Aramaic? What about if I say Shalom, Shalom? What is it going to tell me back? You see, because all it's done is collated data. That's it. It has no original anything. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that's been put in, and it's collating it and spitting it back out. And people are giving it too much credit. It's like, wow, it's intelligent. No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that it's AI still. I just asked Grok why, and the answer was because the universe is a vast, intricate puzzle, and asking why is the first step towards unraveling its mysteries, from the quantum foam to the cosmic web. If you're pondering something more specific, like why the sky is blue, or why cats knock things off tables, give me a hint.
Cats. Damn cats.
Now, the man who passed away that I think was one of the smartest people in my lifetime was Stephen Hawking. And if you look at his last book, he co-authored, or someone co-authored with him. I think Hawking had his big epiphany almost before he just died. He now knows things that, anyway, please take a look at the last book of Stephen Hawking and tell me what you think about how he tied things together at the very last part of his life that he'd been wondering his whole career.
He should have found salvation, don't you think, Crawdad?
Sir?
Don't you? Just curious. I am a Stephen Hawking fan, but, you know, I can't get past the fact that he didn't believe. He didn't have salvation.
He had the... Wait a minute, my friend. I think that he had the epiphany that got him to the right place.
I hope so, brother. I hope so, because he was very vehement, that in the denial of things for a long time.
Yes, that's why I say if you know about Hawking, and yes, he did. It took a long time.
Well, that's okay. That's okay if that's the case. If you think so, then I feel good about it. Then that makes me feel better. Thank you.
You can get this last book and take a perusal on that. Yep. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Don't call me a hamar anymore, or smart, or a smart shamoot. Don't you call me hamar.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Appreciate you,
Crawdad.
No, I mean, I'm sitting here asking Grok, why anything at all? And it says, there's no clear answer. Deepest question of philosophy. Why is there something rather than nothing? It's been pondered by thinkers from ancient times to modern physics, and there's no single definitive answer. It's more of a puzzle that reveals how we think about existence itself. Gives a lot of different angles from philosophy and science and some humorous things. It says, from an AI's viewpoint, built by XAI, after all, maybe it's all computation. The universe is a giant simulation or self-organizing information system. Huh.
Interesting.
And then I asked, what's the meaning of life? And I hope it spits out 42.
It gives us a Monty Python link. Go watch it. Meaning of life.
Well, it already told me that in the previous answer. Or borrowing from Douglas Adams, the answer is 42, but we don't know the question.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Right.
Hitchhiker's Guide.
I think there are... There are a lot of different ways to go about this, but what I firmly believe, without being able to prove it, is I think the fundamental reality of everything that exists is a relation of love.
Absolutely. Of these things, the greatest is love.
That's probably the center. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health.
Brothers.
And they specialize in helping men out with ED or low T. Either can be quite disappointing.
That's right.
And actually can affect not only family life and, how things are going in the bedroom, but it can even affect your career.
Your quality of life, period.
Yeah. If you're used to having that edge and it's now falling away,
That's
or
not good.
it could be you still have that edge. You're still doing all right. You don't have any problems,
declining.
but you're not exactly getting younger. It's not like you're Benjamin Button. They also have stuff that can help you maintain what you've already got. That's right. It's just like going to the gym to maintain muscle.
That's right.
There are ways to keep ED and low T at bay without a pill before any of these problems really start. And of course, they're not just throwing generic solutions at you like whatever, like a lot of these online companies. They will sit down, create tailored solutions for you and your body to fight whatever problems might be ailing you. So if you're starting to notice things get shaky, don't wait. Things can get worse if it's ignored. It's time to show up in your family and your life like never before. Turn your tomorrows into today. Call them up at 334-440-3663 or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Ugh, time to clean out the gutters again.
But I don't want you climbing that ladder.
Time to call Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection company. Leaf Filter's trusted pros will not only clean your gutters for you, they'll realign and seal your gutters and install Leaf Filter. With Leaf Filter, you'll never have to clean out your gutters again.
Wait, never again?
Never again. Because Leaf Filter's surgical-grade stainless steel micro mesh is fine enough to block even tiny debris like pine needles and pollen, while still letting rainwater flow through. Leaf Filter works so well, it's backed by a lifetime warranty. Plus, when you go to leafilter.com/block, you'll get a free gutter inspection and up to 30% off.
Wow. So no more climbing that ladder.
How do I sign up?
To get this special radio offer, go to leafilter.com/block for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leafilter.com/block for up to 30% off. leafilter.com/block.
I'm Brett Lanham from Benjamin Moore New Look, and we couldn't have imagined how easy, affordable, and flexible advertising on the radio could be. It has been near effortless on our part. You could say our last 2 years have been the best in 10 because of a skyrocketing GDP. I say it's owed to Blue Water Broadcasting and their advertising staff.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Let me start out by saying 54 days till spring. I hope that helps. Dress in layers today. High temperature only up to about 37, but northwest winds gusting as high as 25 will keep the wind chill factors at ridiculous levels today. Gradual clearing later. Tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low temperature down to about 15, but I've got the wind chill factor down to about 10. Tuesday, even with sunshine. Tomorrow's high up to about 42, maybe not as much wind. Low 20s again on Tuesday night. A cold week ahead with another surge of Arctic air by the end of this week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The holidays may be over, but the bills don't have to weigh you down. Let ASE Credit Union help lighten your financial load with our special post-holiday loan options. Visit us online at yourasecu.com or stop by one of our branches to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Because my internet's still out too. So I guess we're going to be reading, not watching stupid crap at the house. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. I want to make sure we're not missing any breaking news.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been trying to keep an eye on it. There's nothing that I've seen that's other than,
one angle we haven't touched on yet, and I mean this is not a surprise, from the New York Times. Democrats vow not to fund ICE after shooting, imperiling spending deal. So it could be we're heading for another government shutdown. And we're also looking at the Republicans in Congress don't have the stones to pass the SAVE Act.
Nope.
Which is, I guess, a voter ID stuff.
Yes, it is.
And the irony is, because certain folks don't want to blow up the filibuster, you don't have to fully blow it up. You go back to the spoken filibuster, like y'all really want filibuster. None of this, like, mealy-mouthed or silent filibustering at all. But what's going to happen is if Democrats take it back, they'll get rid of voter ID laws nationwide.
Absolutely.
They've already revealed their plan the last time when Biden got in there. They wanted to add states to the union. They want to pack the Supreme Court.
Sure they do.
Everything is a power play. And also, there's a rotten problem within, say, official corporate Democrats of, even if you're a bleeding heart and you agree we should have, like, single-payer health care or, like, more health care to people and more federal investment and stuff, they sell it that way, but the corporate Democrats don't follow through. It's just a feeding frenzy for grifters and consultants and these nonprofits,
lobbyists, and all sorts of things.
And they don't actually get things done with it. It's absolutely crazy.
Kabuki theater.
And lack of vision in many cases with a lot of these folks. So are we heading for another government shutdown? Yeah, most likely.
More likely.
Unless somebody gets some stones over there in the U.S. Senate. But then the problem is you have a lot of Republicans in the Senate and in the House, who about a third of them that go with the Democrats.
They're wafflers.
And, there are certain types, like I do have a soft spot in my heart for for Dr. Rand Paul, because he's, consistent, a gadfly in his ways, which is very annoying. His gadfly stings
Him
sometimes.
and Massey, sometimes I want to choke him. I literally want to choke
But
him.
at least they are, they've always been that way.
They're principled in their
And that's the way it's going to work. But it's more the folks that pretend to be these rock-ribbed conservatives, and then they're always going with the establishment and the current gravy train. And, of course, it's the folks who have been up there forever, especially these old women, Murkowski and Collins.
Man, let me tell you something.
These old broads.
What's worse, the younger progressive white women that hate you, or those women that are in there just frustrating you?
That's a tough thing.
There's a lot that don't like you for just
that's a tough one.
It's a toss up.
Yeah, well, there are some progressive white ladies that I'm like, this is almost like foreplay.
But would they agree with your belief views?
Probably not.
But that's okay. We don't have to talk about that.
Right, but they're not pretending to be.
We just have to consummate the act.
Whereas Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Stop it with that. I'm
Stop
trying to get my mind off that, on my heart off that sort of nonsense.
I don't want to be a bad influence on you.
Well, the internet's enough of a bad influence. Even when you're in wholesome corners, you're like, dadgummit.
I'm rarely in wholesome corners. I'm in dark, dank places.
Yeah, no, it's just like some of these old timers. It's not just the old broads. There are a lot of old timer like fellas out there. And
establishment, man. It's a self-licking ice cream cone, Joni. What is the number one thing of any politician? Self-propagation, to make sure they keep going.
And if Trump falls on his face, if he has a tragic end, if he has that anti-hero tragic end, it will be.
My ears hurt.
Because he didn't do enough fast enough.
Amen, brother.
And that needs to be a lesson for anybody running as a conservative or right wing. You have to do a lot fast, because the number one thing the system loves is the rope-a-dope and run out the clock, out the shot clock.
Wait them out.
And they are very, very, very good at it. But we'll see. We'll see if another shutdown occurs. I don't know. The last one wasn't too popular.
No, it wasn't.
And as much as, you see all these polls that Trump's underwater on this and Trump's underwater on that, it's like the Democrats are even worse.
Yeah, no.
Which is, it's a weird thing.
They're still lost in the wilderness as a group. They are so fractured.
Well, and it goes back to something I've been saying for years. In politics, you do not have to prove yourself a saint. You just have to prove the other guy's a worse sinner.
This is true.
And
I guess that's the world we're in.
Right. I suck, but they suck more.
Oh, they suck more.
Anyway, we'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing today?
I am back at work. Hallelujah. I'm so happy.
Yay.
I mean, I hadn't left the store but one time today. Normally, I'm like giggling to get out of here.
Well,
but Angie's doing great. She's staying up on her pain meds. Everything's going really good. I think within another 6 months, she'll be back to normal.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, I was telling you that whole checklist off air about my house after this tree, fell through the roof. It's my grandfather's house, so it all depends on him. But I think there's been enough water damage. It might be the closet needs a new carpet, which might mean the whole area probably needs a new carpet. And I'm coming your way.
Joey, if you need carpet in your bedroom, just call me. I'll handle it. You don't have to ask your granddaddy for permission. We'll handle it.
You might find some bedroom floor might not be as good as you think.
Hey, I cleaned this up.
I'm joking. Cheetos everywhere.
Yeah, wait till we move the bed.
Ew.
You'd be surprised what you find other kids like.
I bet.
Now that is some of the funniest things when you go to replace flooring for like the whole house.
Oh yeah.
And you go move the kids' beds, and the mom is like mortified. So she didn't think about under the bed.
Oh no!
We've seen it so many. You're like, I'm so sorry. We're in there laughing like we have kids. We get it. We get it. Our kid's bed looks the same. They just jam everything under there as far as they can so you can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind.
That's funny.
It's all good until you replace the floors.
That's right.
Yeah, poor kids. They get more trouble over floor replacement than anything else. So they wouldn't even think about it. You know, oh, wait a minute. You mean you had to move my bed, my dresser? Yeah. And I tell you, the other funny thing that's happened a lot of times is we'll move dressers, and especially older people, they'll have a lot of money taped to the back of it. And then my guys call me in a panic when they find it. And I have to go over there and get it and call them and say, hey, I got your money. The guys won't come back in the house because they found the money. Yeah. So they don't want to get accused of taking it. Goodness. Yeah, we run into everything.
I'm sure.
So, I mean, the stories we've got from working in people's homes all these years. But if you want trustworthy people, from the sales guys to the owners to the installers, all the way through, everybody's been with me for years and years. We work like a well-oiled machine. We're going to come in, take care of your property, take care of your stuff. Next thing you know, you got a floor down. Just that simple.
Again, that number's 285-8117. When you call them up at 285-8117, be sure to tell them you're Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Troy.
Hey, y'all have a great day. It's been a good show.
I
have got to listen because I did go and get lunch.
Good.
Appreciate it, Ray.
What I've got to listen to has been a good show today.
Well, we'll talk again tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
And Pamela is now here in the studio. How are you doing today, Pamela?
I'm doing good.
Good. Anything fall on your house?
No, just a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even at the house.
Some snowflakes. Good.
I wasn't even at the house.
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
I've been sitting here a nervous wreck for 3 years after seeing trees fall on my neighbor's house over in Forest Hills. And the one time it falls on my house, I'm not even there to see or hear it.
Darn it. Did it make a noise
scary.
if it fell and you weren't there? Did it make a noise?
Oh.
Grandpops thought he heard some
thought
thunder.
it was thunder, yeah.
Heard some thunder.
No, seriously, I almost didn't go work out.
Yeah.
Because it was my deload week and whatever. And so it could have been possible I could have been laying in that tub when it happened.
Oh, no.
And I'm glad I wasn't, or God forbid sitting on the toilet. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
die like Elvis.
Yeah. Well, and
so
also
it was like early in the morning when it happened?
No, it was probably 11:30. Yeah. Yeah. And I woke up late on Sunday, and I don't know. And there were shards of wood and stuff. You never know. Like, when it first came through, it might have been a pretty violent occurrence.
I'm sure it was.
So, yeah. Anyway, it just also reminds you of just the power of things. As much as, like, we as men have conquered nature, and we got all these devices and technology. Like, a true storm, especially the frickin' ocean. I don't know how my dad lives on the coast. Like, the ocean freaks me out. The power of that.
The power of water is, listen, water is a very, very, very powerful element, man. Yeah.
Anyway, you building an ark?
Listen, we got over 5 inches where we were at, and I have, you don't know if you, Pamela, I have to admit this, we had a uncontrolled burn, a fire that got out of control last week. Yeah, it was bad. It burnt all the way up to our barn, and there were 3 fire departments there. We come back from an appointment. Robin's like, Troy, you didn't put it out. And I'm like,
my God.
Robin, you were there. You saw it. I walked it before. In 3 hours, guys, from the time we left to go to her appointment, I did double check. We had a big fire last night. It had rained the day before. And we put a lot of diesel on it, though. And I didn't see any smoke. I saw nothing. I walked it. I said, we're clear. We leave. We come back. And it was chaos when we got back.
But it didn't hit the barn.
No, it didn't hit. It burnt one pole of our barn a little bit. But they got it out at that moment. And,
wow.
That was one of the best asides I've ever heard. We did put a lot of diesel on it.
Yeah.
Well, I just going ahead and owning some of the responsibility.
No, that's great. Yeah, we
you
don't
can't
play around with nature too much.
Joey, Robin says, you can't spell destroy without TRY at the end of it.
Appreciate you being here today. Good show, man.
Thank you, man.
And y'all got a big show coming up on Happy Hour?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's the Idiocracy, so nothing short to talk about.
Yeah, David Blackman, always a good join on the Happy Hour program. Y'all stay tuned. Greg and the whole team, they're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.